Big news. I have some important news for you.
Interesting news.
It's Blake and Aaron's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Brought to you by J. Michael, fashion for everyone. Good morning, Sandy.
Hey, good morning, Blake and Aaron. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah.
We are good. Back at it on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got for us?
All right. So a couple things going on this morning. First of all, we heard that there's some police action happening out east, breaking hot off the Marl Road.
I did see some, like, the FRU going down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So they're heading out east. We don't have any details yet as to why, but it's something big.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep you guys posted.
You got the iron ching out there? What?
Yes. All right. So we'll start off. We've got a lot of good news stories this morning. So let's start off with a little bit of crazy news. The UN court has warned Venezuela not to invade Guyana. Now, this sounds like an unbelievable story, but apparently oil-rich Venezuela is saying that they need more oil. And so one of the ways to take control of the situation is to invade neighboring Guyana in order to take control of their oil reserves.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't hear this that often, like countries in this part of the world invade each other. But anyway, according to the Miami Herald, Venezuelans were actually going to the polls yesterday to vote in an unusually provocative question: should their government be given a blank check to invade neighboring Guyana and wrestle away 3/4 of its oil-rich territory?
That's interesting.
It's unbelievable, to be honest. But anyway, I guess everybody is keeping an eye on that situation.
Isn't that one of two things that wars are typically over? Oil, religion.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
You don't normally see it so close to home. But anyway, yes. Okay. So Rotary Central.
Oh, yeah.
Their big extravaganza event, where you could win $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, so that was November the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's been a little bit of a problem. Little snafu.
What's the problem?
So some books have gone missing. And as a result, yes. So they're missing some 13 books of tickets, which is about 130 tickets. They were not returned and didn't make it into the raffle.
Oh, no.
Yes. So what they have suggested is that if you're one of those numbers, you should have your other stub, just contact them and they'll refund you your money. But I want to win the $40,000 if I'm one of those people. I want my money back. I want my chance to win. So anyway.
Yeah, you got to make sure dot your I's and cross your T's.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that this morning because that's an interesting situation.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Big congratulations to the Director of Tourism, who's won a very prestigious regional award. So Miss Rosa Harris has been awarded the 2023 at the 2023 Caribbean Media Exchange Leadership Award. So congratulations to her. It was held in Coral Gables in Miami, Florida this past Saturday. So nice. Yeah.
Can I go back on the Rotary tickets for a second?
Hold on 1 second though. Because go ahead. I think you got time.
I'm just wondering if there are terms and conditions. Are there any rules associated with that contest? And what do those rules say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know. I don't think anyone's ever really asked the question. But now that this has happened, it does make you wonder. Okay.
All right.
All
All right. And HSA workers are also going to get $1,500 a month this month in December. That extra $1,500. Their authority has decided that they are able to find it in the budget. We'll talk about that, though, because I know that most people don't have it in the budget. So they're stealing from Peter to pay Paul. Have a beautiful day.
All right.
Actually, there were good stories today.
Yeah.
Good news stories.
Good news, $1,500. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Enjoy your show today. All right.
All right, folks. Good morning. How you guys doing, honey chill? Got about 5 seconds before we go live on the radio. All right.
Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio. We are still spilling the tea and committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman, live, direct, it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
Hello, good people. Good morning. How is everybody doing? Happy Monday. Wagwan. Hello, my darlings. All right, where's everybody this morning? Y'all are slow to get up. I'm a little bit sick today. Got a really bad sore throat. Oh God, it was killing me last night. But you know, we show up whether we're sick or not. Now, I'm not going to recommend this to everybody because, you know, I'm a little bit isolated in the morning show. If you're really sick, stay home. Don't be trying to get other people sick. So if you see me today, just wave at me from a distance. Don't get too close because, yeah, it's one of those days today, honey Jill. But we got a lot to talk about. And I was like, you know what? A little sore throat can't stop the teacher from talking. So we're going to get it. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I got my thing of Theraflu. I've got tea, water, and hopefully all of those things are going to allow me to power through, my darling. All right. Let me see here now. We got lots of requests coming in. We're supposed to have a few people pop in this morning as well because we've got some consumer stuff that's going on. I'm not going to be here Friday, so I'm moving Consumer Fridays forward just a little bit to Monday. And we're also going to have another gentleman join us on Wednesday. There's so many people that are being taken advantage of that, quite frankly, it's sad. Let me grab my other phone. It's sad and unbelievable. Not so much unbelievable, just sad that people take advantage of people. And you know what I've realized is that if people are willing to take advantage of you, like they take advantage of a situation in one way, they're pretty much people who will do that regardless. So that's why, you know, you got to expose them because they're not going to stop. There's nothing that's going to make them stop and do better. They don't have a moral compass that really keeps them intact. They'll just do whatever, whenever. It's like the politicians. We got to keep an eye on them because most of them don't even know what a moral compass looks like. If it dropped on their heads and knocked them out, they would still be like, I don't know what that means. So, yeah. So I got my Theraflu. I do need to order some more of this stuff. This stuff is normally pretty good. This is the daytime one. So this has the pain reliever, fever reducer. I don't really know that I have a fever, but I do need pain relief in my throat. It has a cough suppressant, nasal decongestant. So it's got cough, nasal, sore throat pain, which is what I need it for mostly. Headache. I do have a little bit of a headache. Not so much body aches, although my neck is a little bit, you know. So anyway, this is berry infused menthol and green tea flavors. Thereflu, that's the good stuff, honey Jim. So I'm gonna order some of this. Maybe I'll check the prices on Amazon. See. I'm putting together an Amazon order. But anywho, how was your weekend, folks? I hope that you guys had a good and safe weekend. There wasn't anything major happening in terms of like accidents or anything. So, oh yes, we have different flavors. We've got severe cough and cold. I think that's the multi-pack. You know, these medications are not cheap. This one, it says combo, daytime and nighttime. Yeah, that you get that one because then you have some at night as well. Yeah, why not? All right, so that's daytime, nighttime, 6 nighttime, 6 daytime. Add to cart. And then we'll do one with just the daytime as well. That's $10 a pack. Well, $10 for the package, which has 6 in it. Yeah, all right. So good morning to Mr. Robert. How are you, honey Jill? I know y'all have not seen a CMR mug in a while. I actually had some this weekend. Oh, this one's chipped at the bottom. Oh my God. It's got 2 chips on it. What's been going on with my mugs? Somebody been roughing up the mugs around here. Miss Morna, Leroy, Pat, Janae, good morning to you. Miss Linda joining us from Bermuda. So when I have a sore throat like this now, it was really, really bad last night. Oh my God. I swear I got up like 10 times last night between going to the bathroom and the sore throat. So I will be speaking a little bit slower because I don't want to put quite as much strain on my throat. And I'll do a lozenge in just a little bit as well. So let me tell you a little bit about Zeus. You know, Zeus is the newest member of our family. We're a dog family. We're not really into cats. Although my daughter claims one day she's going to get a cat. I said, well, you do that when you're an adult and you got your own place, honey Jill. We're dog people around here. But we do have this one neighborhood cat. We have a lot kind of roaming around the neighborhood, Jill. Most of them are all right. Except they want to come sleep on top of your cars and stuff. And I'm like, get off the car. So we got this one. She actually is free to roam, but I know who she belongs to because she belongs to a family that I think she belongs to them that has dogs. So she's actually come in her house before. This is before we had Zeus. Like she literally just walked in and she just commands the place. Cats, I tell you. So I was like, you need to get out. You did not get invited in here. But then my daughter saw it. She's like, oh, the kitty, can she stay? And I'm like, no, she's not our cat. She can't stay. So anywho, she walks around with a collar on her neck. And because she's in a household with dogs, I think she is very comfortable around dogs, like maybe too much so. So she always likes to come and sort of antagonize Zeus a little bit when we're walking. And one day we were walking and here she comes. She likes to go in this little bush area and then she comes jumping out at you, right? So she jumped out at Zeus and he pulled on the leash to try to go after her and the leash popped. One of those retractable leashes. Oh my God. It popped and he took off. And then she was like, oh no, she took off. So she went running hiding underneath a car in her yard. I was like, you see, you need to leave this little puppy alone because he don't know nothing about cats. So anyway, I was able to retrieve him and everything. So last night we were walking, minding our own business. And all of a sudden, out of the bushes, here she comes like pouncing on us. I was like, what the? This cat almost gave me a heart attack. I was like, cat, can you behave yourself? Like she literally frightened me and Zeus because we were just not expecting her. And she likes to do that. So of course, I'm trying to control Zeus because I don't want him doing anything to the cat. I'm not sure that he would. He's probably more curious about her than anything else, but I'm not going to take a chance. And then she might get excited and scratch out his poor little eyeballs. So I was like, listen, you stay on your side of the bush and Zeus and I walking over here. Mm-hmm. She kind of faced it. Anywho, other than that, the other cats just kind of, they see him, but they don't, she's very, like I said, she's like in your face. They ignore Zeus for the most part. They keep an eye on him because if he sees them, he's trying to get at them. And so we're doing training with Zeus still. He wears his training collar and I do use it. It is the best invention for dogs. Trust me, if you have a dog that needs a little bit of behavior correction, get yourself a training collar. So one of the things Zeus likes to do is eat everything. I don't know what to tell you. I guess he's a puppy. So hopefully he'll get over it. So he's been eating everything in sight. So I used to have another brand that I use with my dog with Coco, and it was very, very effective because she was a runner. Like she'd run out the front door when I first got her. And that was very, very dangerous because we were pretty close to like a very busy street and I didn't want her to get ran over. So I had to get a training collar and I zapped her one time and that solved that problem real fast. But, they have different modes. So some people are like, I don't want to be zapping. You can do the audible one. You can do vibration. And then for really bad behavior, like if you need them to respond right away, then you give them a little zap, honey child. And it works perfectly fine. So yeah, she goes around stealing stuff. Like we got the elf on the shelf. We have one of Gigi's little Christmas monkey thingies. She grabs it and puts it in her mouth. I mean, Coco, not Coco. Oh my goodness. Zeus. Yeah, still getting him confused with Coco Jack. So he does that and he's not going to let it go. You tell him to drop it and he's not going to drop it because he wants to chew it up and pull it out of the stuffing and have fun. And so last night he came running in here with it and Marlon was like, let that go. I said, oh Lord, what on earth is going on here now? So oh yes, let me send out my links. Hold on, everybody. So he wouldn't let it go. And I just tapped that zap button, boom, and he dropped it real quick. I said, there you go. Be a good little boy now. Listen to mommy when I say drop it. And then when we're walking, we have to be very, very mindful of him because he, again, likes to pick up everything in sight and puts it all in his mouth. Everything. Oh my God. I can't believe the stuff that he wants to pick up. Oh, doggy poop. Sometimes I don't even know if it's his poop or somebody else's poop. I'm like, that is just disgusting. Sometimes they say dogs do that because they're missing something in their diet. And so there's actually stuff you can get to put on their food that will help them with that as well. So we're using that at the moment. And it's just like a constant corrective thing. It's like having dogs are like having kids. I'm telling you, when you have them as puppies, you got to get them in good habits, get them in a routine, everything from the feeding schedule to the walking to the, he's kind of doing okay with the bathroom stuff, but he'll still have the occasional accidents. I'm hoping that by the time he reaches 1, that bladder will be a little bit more under control, but we really keep him in his kennel when we're not here. So he's going to get a kennel upgrade for Christmas, one with like a little bit more space because he is growing, and also with nothing on the top. So it's like an open top one. So he can feel a little bit more free to play and to walk around and stuff like that in his little kennel area. All right. Good morning, Patricia. Sean is here. Diamond Princess, Wee Aliano. KK says, let's get right in. Oh, honey child, take it easy. Sometimes you can't get right in. You need to warm things up, girl. Morning, Miss Juanita. Miss Hilda is here. Mm-hmm. Patricia Rankin. Got Patricia Blake, Patricia Rankin, Miss Alba. Desert Rose says that I look well rested this morning. Well, I don't know about that, honey child. I feel like I didn't get enough sleep last night because of this sore throat of mine. But anyway. So I have a little, it's more like just a head cold is what it feels like. Head congestion, sore throat. but we'll take some zinc and we'll try to knock it out. So good morning to Allison. We have some birthday greetings this morning. Let's get those out of the way before we forget. So apparently there's a few of you who have birthdays in December, honey child. Yes. First of all, we've got some super fans in the house with birthdays. So, oh gosh, hold on. Let me resave these images. So first up we have, where are they? One second here. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, well, that's strange. One second. Let me see here. Oh yes, here we go. So first up, we've got the beautiful, the lovely, the ever so inspiring Miss Daisy. Look at Miss Daisy. Happy birthday. All right, Daisy. I don't know how young you are today, but Daisy Cunningham, there she is. Looking good. Special birthday greetings to Miss Daisy from everyone here, her CMR family. And I know she listens to the show every single morning as she's driving little Colin to school. So, of course, Miss Daisy, special greetings from your one and only Colin and Lance. Your sons, Colin and Lance, wishing you an amazing birthday today with lots of love. Aw, so sweet. So no girls for you, Miss Daisy? Aw. You can come play with Gigi sometimes if you'd like. All right. So we know how Miss Daisy really loves her kids, and Colin is making her proud already. Young man there at what's the name of your school? Is it Triple C? Yes, I think that's the one. So lots and lots of birthdays. We also want to wish Miss Iva Hart a very, very happy birthday. Another super fan here on CMR. So Miss Iva is 53 years young. Isn't she beautiful? Yes, honey child. This is good Caymanian stock now, you know. All beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So happy birthday to you, my darling. I hope that you have an amazing and fabulous birthday today. Not to be outdone by the beautiful ladies. We've got more. Hold on. We got more coming. But let's throw a gentleman in there while we're at it. So none other than Kevin Dawkins. Look at Kevin with his $1 million smile. So Kevin is celebrating a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Kevin. Yes. Hope that you have an absolutely, that you had and you continue to have an amazing birthday week. And I don't even know how old Kevin is, to be honest. I have to go look it up. I can't remember. Who knows? Yes, honey child. Let me see now. Who else we got? Don't worry, we got lots and lots and lots and lots more birthdays coming up. Hold on. Grabbing some more pictures. Wow. Now this one is a throwback moment. Let me see here, honey child. All right. So we also have celebrating a birthday today is none other than, Daisy's 56 years young. Nice. Everybody getting up there now, honey child. So looking good though. Beautiful. Happy birthday to the ever beautiful Mary. Yes. Mary Stewart Hyde. Happy birthday, honey child. Now this one is a friendship that spans decades. Oh my gosh. So many memories at Mary. from her days at Maples. I remember the first day she started there. And I was like, oh, hello. Hello, Mary. And we've been friends ever since. Her youngest, how old was Jordana then? Oh my gosh, I think Jordana was, oh God, I can't remember now. She was young because the baby, Chanel, was like 6 months old. And now she is, oh, honey child, making me feel old. How old is Chanel now? I don't even know. But yes. Oh my gosh. So many memories with her. And then you know what is so funny? To then find out that we're actually cousins, thanks to 23andMe, was like the icing on the cake. I was like, oh, that's so nice. We still haven't figured out. We need to spend some time figuring out the actual connection. But, you know, apparently I'm related to everybody in West Bay. So if you're a bear child, we cousins. We can just say good morning. Cuz, how you doing, honey child? So I figure I'm related to everybody in West Bay and everybody in whatchamacallit? Georgetown. Where else? Where else are we gonna have? But Mary and I just go way back. Oh my God, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of when we used to go to cooking class back in the day. We've had some beautiful and amazing memories over the years. Big shout out to Chef Remy, my favorite chef. We used to do cooking classes with him. And it was so much fun. He always used to make us laugh and just have an amazing time. And so Mary and I used to do that together. Here's a picture of, that's a little picture of us at a party. And then this is us at a birthday brunch. Look at how young Marlon looked then. Honey chill. Kevin always trying to look sultry. Angelita. Some amazing memories, 20 something plus years. I'm beginning to lose count now, but we have really had some fantastic times. So absolutely. Good people, good people. All right, let me see. And Mary, I have a picture with her and I need to find that one because that's like my favorite one. I'm going to post that one up today of her and Gigi. And the two of them are just so adorbs and so cute together. And big shout out to Mary too for sometimes giving me a hand with Gigi's hair, honey child, because y'all know I was useless with that. So here we are. Look at us way back in the day. Oh my gosh. Look at everybody looks so young there. Samantha, Tanisha. Look at Jordana. Oh my God. She looks like a baby. Oh my God. This is back in like 20. Oh Lord, when was this? I don't even know, but this was a long time ago. Oh, bringing back memories. Wow. Nosa? Oh my God, I gotta show you guys one with Kevin and Coco. Aw. So many good memories, folks. That's what it's all about, you know? Those amazing memories that you have. Yes, honey chill. Yes, sir. Look at this one, hot tamales. All right, let me see now. Pulling out some stuff for the archives here today. Hold on. Look at this one with look at this one with Coco and Kevin. Look. She was just posing like, all right, I'm here for my good looks, honey child. Little group photo there with Coco in the middle. Everybody in there. Mary, Melanie, Angelita, all kind of people, honey child. Wow. Even Everton and Naf, look at there, looking young and spry. Throwback from way back when. So I see a video that came up this morning. Hold on now. Let me see if I can find this one. Oh gosh, where did it go? Let me see now. 1 second, honey child. Let me see. So this one, is this the right video? I still don't tell you. So happy birthday to all of these amazing people. I'm going to one more birthday greeting. Hold on a second now. 1 second. So I've got one here with Gigi. It's not her birthday. She's an August baby like me. But I noticed I was sharing this one with Mary. Can't paste this link. Why not? Oh, I bet it's the privacy settings. Hold on. Yeah. Edit audience. Hold on. I'll download it. You guys gotta see this. This is so cute. This is so cute. This is so cute, she says. Oh, kids are so funny. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and we're also gonna wish Miss Sue's daughter, Karis, a beautiful birthday as well. She is celebrating this weekend. Look at the beautiful Karis. Your mom loves you so much, and your sister, and all of your friends, everybody. So happy birthday to her as well. All right, let me see if I can pull up this video this morning. And then we're going to get on to some business. Okay, look yeah now. So, there's an error message with this video. Why? What's going on? Okay, I'll have to figure out what's going on with this one. Okay, we'll pull that one up maybe tomorrow. Maybe the download wasn't complete yet. Hold on, let's try one more time. And then we're gonna make a phone call and kick off our consumer segment. Oh yes, that's what it was. Okay, so look at this. Hold on. Hold on. This is Gigi at the pet store. Talking about
Polly's tired.
Polly's tired. She's looking at the little bird. She's like, Polly is tired. This one's name is Lucy. Polly, every bird was Polly. And because Polly looks like he's sleeping, or she. She's like, are you tired? She's on this. She's sleeping. The bird is sleeping. Aw, she's so funny.
So cute.
I know. Lucy's so cute. Okay. Oh my gosh.
She's having a snooze.
Yeah. We're going to leave Lucy alone so she can sleep. Oh my goodness. So adorbs. All right. So happy birthday to everybody. Some big heavy hitters having a birthday. Good morning to Paul. Miss Bonnie's here. Allison. Did you guys have a good Cayman Thanksgiving, by the way? I had a little Thanksgiving meal on Friday. But to be honest, I didn't do any cooking yesterday, and I didn't really do a whole lot of eating either. To be quite frank, nobody called and said come over for a big plate of food, but it was probably for the best because we're still trying to work on those 50 pounds. Good morning to Miss Sue. Good morning, Allison. Alice is here. Shamika, good morning to you, darling. So wishing all those beautiful people an amazing birthday. Desert Rose says, aw, I used to love Book Nook as a child because of the parrots. Aren't they amazing? Yeah. All right, folks. So we got a situation here. Landlord and tenant. So it's unfortunate, when people have no recourse but to come to me. And trust me, we give a situation every possible. When I tell you every possible opportunity to be resolved, we really, really do. But there's some people who are just hell bent on doing the wrong thing and they just don't care. And, they are so used to getting away with it that they think that there will be no one to hold them accountable. And so that's one of those situations that we're dealing with here. We're going to have this lady, we're going to give her a call. We're going to have her talk about how she got into this landlord tenant situation. It's so sad. She's been messaging me for a while about the situation that she found herself in. And I was really trying to give her and give the landlord an opportunity to resolve it. And unfortunately, the landlord just doesn't care. In fact, she even said to her, I'm going to talk to Miss Sandy. And you know what the landlord said? I don't care. Oh, she's not on my level. This is what the landlord said. I'm not on her level. And I said, she's right, because I'm not a crook. I don't believe in crooking people out of their hard-earned money. So yeah, I'm not on your level, honey child. Now, I don't know how you meant it. I'm sure you didn't mean it that way, but that's how we're going to take it. Because you're a different kind of tea. You see, these people think that because they can dress up and get a little hair done and put on a little bit of makeup and they want to walk around stush like there's somebody, they can talk about, oh, like they're drinking their tea with a little pinky. Oh, you're not on my level. Please. We only care about people doing the right thing. We don't care what you look like. We don't care about any of that stuff. That's the icing on the cake. Yeah, look good. But if you're rotten on the inside, looking good is neither here nor there. It does not matter, woman. So yes, I'm not on your level because you're about 50 rungs beneath me. Where's that kaboom button? Kaboom! You understand? Why can't y'all just do the right thing? I find it difficult to understand why it's so hard for people to do the right thing. Lord Jesus, how did y'all grow up? Ay. All right, let me put my thermos flu on the warmer here. Warm it up a little bit so I can finish it off. Okay, folks. Let's, Anne had a good laugh at that one. Let's give the complainants a call this morning. What a hot mess. Buenos dias. Oh, let me see. Okay. Okay, let me try calling on the direct line. My battery in that phone is a little bit low. So let's try it and see. All right. All right, so let me see if I can call them. I'm trying to call them via WhatsApp, and that's the best way right now. Because the battery in the other phone, I forgot to charge it this weekend. It's at 28%. So we'll have to charge it after the phone today. Soka says, did the second parent die or did they finally separate them? Felt so bad for them. Always locked up, and worse, they didn't like each other, but were forced to live together. How do you know they didn't like each other? I don't know, to be honest. I think there might have been two in there, but I'm not sure. Yes, Miss Sue's wishing Karis a happy birthday. She says, thank you all for all you do for Mom and her first birthday without her dad, but he's here with her, watching and guiding as he always has. Aliana says, I do declare. Stush. Yes, honey child. Oh, they died? Aw. So it seems to me that, again, some people think they're stush. They're not even child, please. They be pretending. Because when you have to hoodwink people out of money, how stush can you really be? You're not even got nothing. Because that's how you get it, right? Doing the wrong thing.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm okay.
So you have a situation on your hands that you have been seeking some guidance on now. I feel like it's been going on for a while, since
It has.
the first of last month, or was it before then? So let's
It
back up.
was. So I basically I left her residence on the 8th of
Okay,
last month.
so you were renting from this lady. Tell us the
Yes,
backstory.
I was.
How long
So
were you renting, and so on?
so I found it through a listing agent.
Yes.
I met with them
Uh
and
huh.
and her daughter because she does not reside on island. Um, so she has a Ring doorbell, so she's able to see anyone that comes to the property. So we were corresponding while she was watching us on the camera. I looked at the place, everything. I told her I had to move out on the 30th if it was okay for us to move in that particular day. She
No,
said,
the
sure, no
30th
problem.
of which month? Which month are we talking about here?
So let's go back. 30th of September was when I moved in.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So I paid my rent and security deposit to cover me for the 1st of October, which I would be covered until the 30th of October.
Okay.
So after signing the lease and everything, she said no problem, everything is okay. She kept on asking me when would I be able to switch over the internet, everything, the utilities. I said fine, no problem. I was able to get the utilities in my name on the 6th. She sent me something telling me that this is what my utilities usage from her meter was. I paid that to her via transfer. I have all documentation which I supplied to you, including the lease that was executed.
Yes.
I would say maybe by us switching over the internet, her Ring doorbell went down. She kept on messaging me, letting me know that she needs it to be, I must fix it. I told her I'm not the account holder. I can't go in and change it. I
So
think that was just
what did she want you to do? How were you supposed to fix her Ring doorbell?
she wanted me to put in the password for the internet in order so she could see what was going on, including the fact she had a camera on the inside of the property, which I removed.
All right. So hold on. So you went and viewed the property. At the time of viewing the property, did you see the camera that was inside?
Yes, and I did ask about that. They told me that she would give me access to the camera. So I said to the listing agent, I said, I'm quite uncomfortable of somebody watching me inside the home. I don't mind the doorbell being on the outside.
That's a bit much. And to be quite frank, in a lot of instances, that's completely if you're not the homeowner and you're like it's not your space in your home, right? And people just coming in as visitors, it would be actually a legal situation for you to just record people or have access to looking at them. So yeah, that's like creepy and so weird all at the same time, and potentially a lawful issue as well. So so her Ring doorbell went down because it didn't have internet connectivity after you got the internet in your name, basically.
Yes. Then she said that she wanted she said she was going to send someone. Then the AC was not working. She said she was going to send someone to fix the AC. Then she messaged me back and she said, this is costing a lot. I said, well, this still have nothing to do with me costing you. Then she went on and she said to me that she don't understand because the AC was just serviced 2 weeks ago. I said, okay, service and a part going bad still has nothing to do with me as the tenant. So we're going to be fast forward now. We're inside where everything is good. She then starts to message me and tell me that she needs me to pay my November rent the 30th of October. And if I can't pay the 30th of October, I must find new accommodation.
So
okay.
This is where it gets really weird. And it was at this point that you reached out to me. So you had a lease agreement. Let's just be very, very clear here. You had a lease agreement that says rent is due the 1st of the month.
And you have a grace period of 5 days.
Right.
Yeah.
And now she's messaging you to say that and we have the lease agreement, so I have seen it. So she's messaging you to say that she actually wants the rent to be paid essentially a couple days early into the previous month. Right. And folks, I have a copy of the lease agreement here. And, I can tell you all that it says this lease agreement made on the 30th day of September between, her name is Julie Karen Hammond, that's the landlord, and the tenant, is agreed as follows. So this is a place in Savannah. It says that it should be for a period of 12 months, commencing on the 1st of October, 2023, and ending on the 30th of September, 2024 at noon. The tenant will take occupancy as of the 30th of September at a prorated cost of, and then it says $0. So because basically you moved in like 1 or 2 days early, she didn't charge you anything for that.
No, not at that time.
Right. And then it goes on, right? Point number 2 of the lease actually says that the rental amount shall be in the sum of CI $3,300 per month, payable in advance on or before the first day of each month for the duration of the term of the lease. The first rental payment in the amount of $3,300 shall be made on the acceptance and execution thereof. So it does say on or before the first of each month, but you have on or before. So you're saying you're going to pay it on the 1st, and basically she's telling you to pay it before.
Yes. And she basically told me that if I cannot pay it, she do not want to incur no late fee with her mortgage. And if I can't, I must find accommodation. So we're going back and forth. And she then tells me she has someone coming to do a walkthrough. I say, a walkthrough? I'm not even in the place, not even 3 weeks good yet. Fine. So I said, so she said she's sending this person. I said, okay, fine. To do a walkthrough, do inspection. She said, well, I'm entitled to do inspections. I said, okay, no problem. Fine. She then keep on harassing me with emails, and she's there telling me, oh, I'm going to send someone is coming to collect the keys. I say, collect the keys? Excuse you? It gets more distraught than that. She goes on and he starts to do a lot of harassment, messaging, and I'm like, I'm going back and forth. And I said, well, the lease states that I pay the rent on the 1st and I have a grace period of 5 days. I go and I tell her, I said, okay, since you want me out, I'm going to pay the rent and I'll be out of the property by the 30th of November.
Right.
She said, no, you're not going to tell me what you're going to do. I think you got it wrong, sweetie. I am telling you, you have to be out of my property within 24 hours. I said, okay. I then go to the Borden Town Police Station. I made a formal report. They advised me, they said, Mom, we can't get into tenant and landlord dispute and recovering any security deposit. But if she do send someone, then we can get involved. She sent me a message telling me she's going to turn off the light and the water that Monday. This happened Sunday. I said, okay. I get a phone call from a gentleman telling me he's coming to pick up the keys. I said, excuse me, pick up the what? So I spoke to him one-on-one, and he said, Mom, when you're ready to move, you let me know. I sent her a message, and I told her that I had found a place, but it was not going to be ready until the Wednesday, which would have been the 8th.
So,
then called.
before we get to this, right? Let me just clarify how this even came to be a problem, because you said, listen, this is what the lease says. You actually spoke to the company that brokered and arranged for you to be the tenant as well, right? What did they have to say?
They told me that they have already explained to her that this is their regular lease.
Yeah.
She then throws it back and says that that's not the lease. She asked them to execute it, but she never supplied a new lease. And I said, well, if you wasn't happy with that lease, why didn't you provide me with a new lease? Case in point, that did not happen. We still have to use the executed lease that is signed by all parties. Fine.
Uh-huh.
She then goes on and she's like, you're not going to tell me what I can do. This is my property and I will do whatever I feel fit to do. I said, okay, no problem. He turns around and the leasing company basically told me this was just a one-off. We get our payment and we only find the tenant. After we find the tenant and execute the lease, then the landlord takes over. I said, okay, no problem.
Uh-huh.
I go and we're still back and forth. When I do leave her property on the 8th,
Uh-huh.
I go and I transfer let me go back before that. She calls me the Friday, which would have been the 3rd, at my job, and basically told me, well, when are you paying the rent? I said, I just got from the bank, I'm going to pay the rent. She said, well, when you pay the rent, I am going to serve your eviction notice. I said, okay, well, if you're going to evict me and you don't want me in your property, I'm only going to pay you for the duration of the time that I am residing in your property, and I will find my new accommodation. She said, okay, fine. I then go and I pay by transfer, CNB transfer, $830 I transfer to her for the duration of the time that I spent in her property. After that, I send her a couple messages asking her, after I've left the property, after I've executed and given the keys, and I've spoken to Mr. David, and he received the keys. We do a walkthrough. Everywhere is clean. Everything. He took pictures. Everything. She said, "You forfeit your lease. You broke the contract." I said, "I broke the contract? No, I think you got it wrong. You broke that contract when you demanded I leave your property. So you have to give me back my security deposit." She then told me, "You're not getting it back." Okay. I leave the property. I am having back and back with the leasing company. They say that there's not much they can do. It goes to the point that I now have to find money to go and find a new place because I'm entitled to get back my $3,300 from this woman. She then goes and block me on WhatsApp so I cannot communicate with her.
Wow.
And up to today, I have not received my security deposit back. So now I am being told that I will have to go through small claims court, which they can't serve her a summons due to the fact that she don't even live on island. But the same way she was able to receive her money, she should be able to return my money.
So tell me, where is it that she lives?
In the UK, as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Do we have a number? Did you ever send a number for her? I don't recall that you did.
Yes, it is on the lease.
It's on the lease.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if maybe we can give her a call. Let's see here this morning. On the lease. I'm having a look at the lease. So wow. I mean, this lady seems a bit unreasonable, to say the least. And now she's harassing you. You've mentioned about her calling your workplace and all sorts of stuff.
And this was the tipping point for me when I decided to reach back out to you was when my employer advised me that, because I was having a one-on-one discussion, they then told me that she sent them an email asking them, how can you hire a person like her that runs out on her rent?
Wow.
Now you stole my $3,300 and I still paid you $830, and you're gonna talk about I walked out on paying my rent?
Well, I see a local number in here for her. So
but that's the only number we have to communicate with her.
Well, let's try it. Let's see if we can get a hold of her. 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can put you on hold.
Okay.
And add her. Let's see. All right, folks. So we're gonna try adding her if she answers the phone this morning.
Hello, this is Karen Hammond. Thanks for giving me a call, and I will return your call as soon as I can. Have a blessed.
Okay, so that goes right to voicemail. So she's probably just using that on WhatsApp. So let's see if we can facilitate a WhatsApp call. Yeah, boy, these people not easy. Jeez and peace. I mean, does $3,300 just fall off of trees for you, honey child? I'm curious.
No, it do not. I have a sick father that suffered a stroke that I'm taking care of, and I still have 2 children to take care of. And at this point, Christmas do not even feel like Christmas for me because I don't even have a decoration at all, and I have a 9-year-old child in my house, so that do not work for me.
Wow. All right, let me see if we can get a hold of her. 1 second.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, Miss Karen.
Yes.
This is Sandra Hill. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. I've got a former tenant of yours on the phone.
Yes.
Who's seeking some assistance with a return of her security deposit of $3,300. And for full full disclosure, she has called into the program this morning to get some assistance with this issue. And we're hoping.
Well, she can do that, Sandra. She can do that.
Mm-hmm.
She can do that, and be mindful about my reputation. This lady was in my place.
Mm-hmm.
She left the building.
Mm-hmm.
She left. She never informed me. Her contract says that she had to give notice. She didn't give any notice.
But she left after you told her to leave? Because she wouldn't pay the rent early?
She was leaving. She was leaving on the 30th of November. She left way before that. So this will have to end up going to court because you can't be in a contract for a year. And then after that, looking at you move in on the 30th, I gave you the day free. You telling me because of your contract, you're going to pay on the 5th. The 5th came and went. If I didn't reach out to her, I wouldn't have known that she was leaving my property.
So you didn't ask her to leave the property?
I have my emails where she told me she's leaving on the 30th day of November.
No, but that was in response to you saying.
I told her for non-payment. She if you don't pay your rent, how can you live? Sandra,
well, I mean,
you pick up stuff with these people, but you need to get the full story.
Well, I'm looking at all the screenshots between you and her to be very, very clear.
Well,
right?
What is this going to do? What is this going to do? You can put this out.
What do you mean? What is this going to? What is this going to do?
What's this going to accomplish?
Well,
what's this going to accomplish?
Hopefully, for you to find your moral compass and return her security deposit. So you wanted
when this person is in your place, tenancy for a year, don't pay the rent and leaves. No.
What do you mean in your
How could
tenancy
that
for a
even
year?
be right?
Didn't she just come in? I don't understand what you're saying in a tenancy for a
She
year.
signed a lease for a year.
Yes. And you then started to say to her that the first of the month wasn't sufficient time, although that's what the lease said. You wanted it before the first of the month. And
Listen,
so,
you do whatever you need to do with her. This is in the hands of my lawyer. She will hear from him.
who's your lawyer?
This.
Can we reach out to him? Who's your lawyer?
Excuse me?
Well, I mean,
hello and excuse me? You will know if you're in talks with her, you will know eventually. I'm not going to disclose my private business with you or anyone.
How is that private? I mean, if you're having your lawyer contact her, have you, young lady, have you heard from her lawyers yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so when will your lawyer be reaching out to her? Because we want to speak to your lawyer.
That is not your affair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
I'm gonna come off of this call now.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna come off of this call.
Right.
Okay.
All right. You see the problem here in Cayman. This is what people are dealing with. Now, when people start to take matters in their own hands and somebody box Karen down, all of a sudden, Karen can complain and pretend like she's a victim. Let's go through some of the messages because she seems to be claiming something else happened here. So let's make sure that we're all in the same place, right? So I want to be very, very clear. We have a number of messages here where you say, I did not break your contract as per your messages instructed me that I could pay by the 30th of the previous month. I think you meant if I couldn't pay, I must find you accommodations. And I advised you that I would need time. And you said to give your keys to Mr. David. And you sent him Sunday to collect the keys as you were turning over the water and light on Monday. So therefore, I did not break the contract. You did. I have the proof of the messages you sent me instructing me to come out of your place. So now she's trying to put it on you, saying that you were supposed to be there till the 30th and you came out. And so therefore, you're the one who breached the lease and not her. But I mean, it's in black and white here. You've got the messages.
I do.
So she keeps talking about attorneys, but no attorney has contacted you as yet?
No. He has been talking about this attorney from us before I even vacated the property. And she kept on saying that, oh, my attorneys will be in contact with you. And I told her, so you can't just hold on to my deposit just so you need to return my deposit. I heard that the leasing company did advise her the same thing as well.
I mean, you hear the attitude in her voice, which is so interesting.
Yes. That's how she talks because based on the background that I have gotten on her, I see that she used to work HSM. I see she used to work judicial, which is fine. Anybody can work in any law firm, but it doesn't mean that you know the law.
Well, I mean, she keeps threatening lawyers, but all now, her so-called lawyers haven't made any contact with you.
No.
This is unbelievable. So she's claiming that she advised you to find accommodations for non-payment of rent. This wasn't a non-payment of rent issue. This is where she wanted the rent early. And you were saying, no, you couldn't pay it early. You were going to pay it in agreement with the terms of the contract.
Yes.
So you gave her, let me be very, very clear. When you moved in, you gave her $3,300 times 2.
Yes.
And this woman is claiming that the first month after that, you don't want to pay your rent.
Yes, she said that's a red flag. She said that's a red flag for her. But it was not a red flag when you sent me asking me to pay the 6 days usage and for the 3 bottles of flowers water that was left at the house, which I sent you that and I paid that to you with no hesitation.
So you've given her $6,600 and less than a month later, she's telling you have her additional $3,300 for the first month's rent early. And she thinks that you're a person who don't want to pay your rent the first month?
Yes.
Wow. She has a lot of nerve. I'm going to be very honest with you. She has a lot of nerve, folks. And you can see the screenshots here on the screen of the conversations back and forth. She says, I do not argument, so let us agree amicably. No fuss, no confrontations, please. This is her writing this?
Yes.
Wow. And you have a lease agreement with Roberta Company, and you have spoken with her. I will honor your wishes in that you have said you will vacate the residence on November the 30th. So you actually ended up leaving early. Is that what happened?
Yes, because she kept on messaging me and telling me she was going to turn off the water. She was going to do this. So I told her, I said, okay, well, give me some time and I will move out. And I'm there messaging her constantly, letting her know I would be leaving at this appointed time. So she was well aware that I was going to be leaving that Wednesday, which is the 8th. She was well aware. And then the gentleman team met with us, handed over the keys. He took the pictures, everything. I even reached back out to him and asked him if there's any way he could talk to her and ask her to please return my security deposit. He said,
so here she says that you broke your contract without the agreed notice and has costed me, I don't know why she used that, but anyway, she could go back to grammar school, 1 month rental. Therefore, the deposit is forfeited.
Yeah.
So, sorry, say that again.
But she broke the contract because she asked me to please leave. She's telling me she wants me out by Monday. She wants me out. She's telling me she wants me out in 24 hours. I told her that I need more time to find a suitable place. Because everybody knows, anyone that is renting in Cayman knows you have to do a tenant application and the landlord has to accept you before you can even pay your deposit. So come on, it's not like you can just go look at a place and you just get that place right there and then. But we do not have, like how we don't have no consumer board, we don't have no rental board, and that is needed. So anyone that's campaigning, they need to bring this forward because this is what we need in Parliament to help us. That's out there with one thing. We don't have it. We don't have the support because the police can't ensure, they can't enforce it that we get back our deposit. And then you know what? We have several landlords that holds on to people's deposit. They have your deposit and you still got to try to find somewhere to go. Or they want to change the locks on you and you cannot get in. And then you have to call the police and then you have to wait for them to come and then they have to contact the landlord and then it's a whole heap of excitement that's unnecessary. I don't want nothing from Julie. I want my deposit. That's it. Just wire transfer my deposit. We call it a day. You go your way and I done gone my way. End of story.
So it's so interesting when she's asking me this morning, what do we hope to accomplish? Because when you mentioned CMR in your messages, her response, do whatever you need to do. So you are doing what you need to do. And now she's asking, why is she calling CMR? What her reputation? Well, Karen Julie Hammond, I would say that on this, I don't know anything about you, so I can't speak to your reputation, generally speaking, but I can tell you this says a lot about who you are as an individual. What kind of reputation do you have when you won't even give this single mother her $3,300 back when you're the one who told her to leave? So a lot of people want to know who she is. So let's have a look at who she is. Hold on one second here. People say she's related to the Moncrief family. Again, I don't know anything about these people, but one thing I do know is these people need to do better. You know, they're creating a very hostile situation here where one day you're going to buck up on the wrong single mother who's going to be stressed out to the max, and they're going to take matters into their own hand. And then that's when y'all gonna want to cry down foul on somebody. I mean, $3,300 is nothing to sneeze at. You mess with my $3,300 and I'm like you to give you a black eye, straight up. This is not a joke. You know, this is quite unbelievable. Good morning. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm on air. I'm on air, so you gotta get to the point real quick. So in other words, she not no good in your opinion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't know who them people is, but anyway, all right. Her mother button Towner. Uh-huh. Okay, my love. All right. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't that person want to tell us that she's not no good, but I don't know her and I don't care anything about any of that stuff. I just care that you do the right thing in this situation. And Karen, Julie, Hammond, I don't see where you really have a leg to stand on here. I don't really know what sort of tests you're using. And you can call any attorney in the world that you want. And that's why I want to know who your attorney is and who's advising you that you can take someone's deposit and keep it on the basis on which you're trying to keep it. She could have, if she wanted you to leave because you couldn't pay 2-3 days early, she could have given you sufficient notice that would not have broken your lease, that would have given her time to find a new tenant, and so she could return her money. But it seems to me that she had no intentions of doing that. Somebody else messaging on WhatsApp says that they don't know her personally, but they hear she crooked bad. They said, but I heard she crooked bad. So, Miss, what's her name? Julie, Karen, you talking about your reputation. I wonder if you actually know what your reputation is. It's so funny how we can have a perception of our reputation. And you're worried about your reputation. Well, let me inform you, Julie, Karen, whatever the heck your name is. It seems to me that you have left less of a reputation, my apologies, to protect than you realize. Lord Jesus, woman. Everybody that's messaging this morning, just a second. No one has yet had anything positive to say about you. So your reputation is what exactly? Seems to me your reputation is already in the toilet. And maybe what you need to do is just simply do the right thing by this mother. Let me show you some of the comments that are coming in. Since she thinks she has a stellar reputation and she's going to want to claim, defamation of character. Well, according to the community, I hope this is not the person that you're referring to. If so, she's a hot mess. Well, damn. We hadn't even named you yet, Karen, Julie, Hammond. And people are already like, she's a hot mess. If it is her, that dear tenant will never get her money back, shaking my head. She was in heavy drugs in the early days. If it's her, I hope it's not her. Sandy, what kind of property is this? Sad. Her family name was Moncrief. Black eye. She need to call the police to tell them it was a civil matter. Hold on, caller. We got a caller calling in. Talking about her reputation. What a hot damn mess. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Morning. I am chiming in, maybe a little bit late, but I have a question. Mm-hmm. Did I understand the tenant? Forgive me, I didn't get her name. Did I understand her saying that there was a rental company involved?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct. So my question is, and I got a little bit of a legal background, maybe not well versed as your former landlord, whatever she is. The contract is between you and the rental company, actually. So that deposit should have never been turned over to the landlord. I'm a landlord myself. I actually don't the rental company. But if the contract is between yourself and the company, let's call it ABC Limited, they should actually be responsible for your security deposit. And if they came in and did the sign off on the actual termination of the lease or whatever the case is. If what you're saying, again, I haven't seen all of it. I haven't gotten the chance to
so
look
what
at
they
it.
did, let me explain to you how they did it, right? The contract is between her and Julie Karen Hammond. So it looks like what she did was she used the company to basically onboard the tenant. And I'm assuming she paid a single fee for that. So they're not managing it beyond that. So the contract is between her and the landlord, not between the tenant and the company.
And that's unfortunate because that feels a little bit misrepresentation-ish, if I could use that word. I mean, you know, people tend to, like I said, I'm a landlord myself. People tend to feel a little bit more secure. Well, I went to an agency. I've done the right things. I've, you know, and in a lot of instances, some people feel like they're actually contracting with the rental company, you know, for reasons such as this. I've heard horror stories about deposits not being returned because you didn't clean, I don't know, the shingles outside. And for all sorts of reasons. And it's rather unfortunate. And I didn't hear the young lady's name on the other end, but it's rather unfortunate that people are really shafting renters. And we do indeed, as a landlord myself, I would say that we do need some sort of rental protection board. And by far and large, I think that people are very reticent to even having a consumer protection law because they feel like, oh, well, it's going to be too far reaching. But right now, the horror stories that I hear just on this end of the rental market are quite. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I mean, Sandra said it best. I never heard that one before. I'm gonna have to steal a use off of it. 300 ain't nothing to sneeze at. No, it is not. It is not, especially when you're a single parent.
Sweetheart,
single, married, or in between. It's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot. Yes.
Trust and believe.
That's a lot.
That's more than my mortgage. No,
it's so unfortunate, though. It's so unfortunate that this seems to be a recurring narrative, though.
Yeah.
I've heard it more times than not. Oh, landlords aren't returning security. Why is it? And like I said, they find any reason at all, sometimes none, to hold on to the deposit. And more oftentimes than not, the tenant actually walks away and says, "It is what it is. It's not worth the struggle."
No,
but I think the more people kind of just, I can't be bothered, the more it will continue. But it in actuality, it's actually driving up the cost of rentals, to be honest. And it's driving up the cost of rentals. I had a horror story where somebody asked their tenant to move out early or to move out for a weekend or something, so they could. So they had people that they wanted to Airbnb it. So some foolishness like that. I had to catch myself. But I am so sorry, but it is unfortunate. And if she works for the court and is behaving in this way, she should be ashamed.
Well, she doesn't work there anymore. Somebody said the last she heard, she was at Maples. So I don't know if she's still at Maples, but she was at Maples working as a legal secretary.
Yeah.
So, and it's so interesting that she actually called this young lady's employer.
What?
Trying to get her in trouble at work.
She called my employer and told my employer, "How can you hire a person like her?" But you should have followed that up with a complaint yourself to some higher authority. You should have followed up to her employer. Because that's just wrong on every level.
We don't know where she works. I mean, we're gonna find out here today, but
employed. I don't know. I don't have no physical information on this woman besides just a telephone number, and she blocked me on that number. After I asked her, "When are you intending to return my deposit?" I could tell you, but not on air. How you get the police to show up? I mean, it's embarrassing, though. It's embarrassing, and from what I understand and know of the lady. It's more embarrassing when it is two born Caymanians. That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. We're doing this to each other. We're doing this to each other. And then we wonder why other people come here and take advantage. Because they see that they can. They see that they can. They see that they can just take the piss, have their way, do as they please without any recourse. To be honest, and like I said, I am a landlord, and I would advocate for some sort of rental board. Nobody wants to advocate for, to say, oh, well, price control, blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants that. But I mean, if you see some of the, I won't use the sugar hunter icy word, but that people rent, and I saw a 1-bedroom with 2 beds in it for $1,500. A bedroom, not a 1-bedroom unit, a one bedroom. It's a shame. It's really bad out there in the market. I'm not gonna tell you no lie. It's really bad.
Thank you, Colin.
My dear. All right.
Yeah, it's really quite unfortunate. Let me read a few of the comments. Ms. Morna says, now this is where we here in the Cayman Islands need a rental board ASAP. Ms. Sue says there is too many landlords that don't give deposit back to their tenants. Aliano says, no lawyer not gonna waste their time. Give back the money and stop the mess, woman. Marshall says, yeah, someone need to grab her and shake her real good. Her attitude stinks. Liana says, then when we complain why rental prices are so high, treat others in care like a hotel. Wait, treat others is care like a hotel? I'm not quite getting that one. Pay the girl her money, says Damien. Rosedale says, pay the woman her darn money. Siobhan said, you worried about reputation, lady? Should have thought about that. Well, like I said, I don't know her, but all the messages I've gotten, her reputation are red assault. So she not gonna worry about that. Nobody, not ruining that here today. As a matter of fact, we might be helping your reputation, girl, because your reputation gone to the dogs a long time. Damien says you gave her 24 hours to get out. Andrea says, when is the rent board going to be? Well, let's see if this government can do anything about it. I know that in principle, the previous premier had agreed that something was needed, but of course they wouldn't even let him finish his term. So I don't know. Aliana says some of these so-called landlords. Diamond Princess agrees that we need a rent board. Wow, calling the workplace is crossing the line, says Siobhan. Most definitely. And I wonder, can somebody tell me if this woman still works Maples and Calder? Because what if we called her workplace this morning? How would she feel? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damien says, will this new government start a full-time rental board and make laws to protect both the tenant and the landlords? We're all waiting. Vicky says, bad woman. How much she's a landlord. No, sir. Miss Karen, please get it together. Someone says she love England or leave England. Let me see here now. Catch up. Andrea says Cayman has some of the worst landlords. There's some of the biggest crooks, says Gabby. Keisha says, oh my God, what landlord? Leanna says it's sad how landlords rent their property and tenants expect full deposit back after leaving the property in damages and late payments on light and water. So good morning to Miss Candy. Let me just try and see. We got a lot of, Jim says, get yourself your own attorney and have it go to court. She, the landlord, has to pay your attorney fees and court fees. Well, Jim, the issue is we need to determine where Karen is. Because if she's not in Cayman, which is possible, do you know what it is to try to get someone served outside of the jurisdiction? And so this is a lesson for people. If you're renting a place from someone and they're not, and somebody says she's watching the show, well, make her watch the show. Because Karen, Hammond, Julie, whatever the heck your name is, I'm going to turn on my camera here and I want you to watch the show very, very carefully and look me in the face this morning and tell me you claim you're a Caymanian. Well, one parent anyway. How can you do this? How can you do this to a single mother? Yeah? Watch the program. Because your reputation, you better be glad it's not 10:30 in the morning. Because I would really tell you what I thought of you this morning. I'm going to do so the best way I can on radio. Your reputation's in the toilets, okay? People not got nothing positive to say about you. So I don't know what kind of reputation you believe you're protecting. Who's her niece is a lawyer? Which niece? Let's bring it all on, honey child. This is your reputation, honey child. This is what people saying about you. That you've been a hot mess from Jesus was a baby. Mm-hmm. You want to hear about your reputation? Somebody says her brother-in-law is the police deputy commissioner, Mr. Ennis. Oh, Sandy Karen is oh my gosh, WHO, fill in the blank, and a mad woman. She was bad news from day one. She was married to Harold Hammond and gave him jackets. Oh my God. This is a woman who's talking about she has such a stellar reputation? No, sir. A reputation? Well, Karen, we might have to talk about that woman. Karen is Kim Monteith's sister. I don't know who the hell they are. But she better watch because she needs to get her ish together. Oh, yes, Karen, since you're talking about what a great reputation you have, nobody has defended you yet. Here's another comment about your stellar reputation. Hold on. It strikes me as so peculiar how people have one idea in their head of who they are, and the rest of the world is like, we don't think so, chill. Here's another one. Oh, I know her. Yes, okay. She's not a nice person and have a mouth in her. She had a relationship with a coworker and then turned around and had the man fired for sexual harassment. Oh, this is the same woman who has such a stellar reputation. My God. What a hot mess, woman. You better get your life together. In the meantime, none of this matters to me. All I want you to do is do the right thing and return this woman's money. That's the only thing we're concerned about here this morning. What reputation, says Siobhan? Your attitude shows your reputation, right? Y'all heard her attitude. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to show. Do what you got to do. Why are you doing this? We're doing this because you refuse to do the right thing. You refuse to do the legally right thing and the morally right thing, which in this instance are one and the same. Damien is wondering if she's done this in the past. I bet you she has. This is ridiculous.
Someone, a businessman that I saw, I told him about the story, and he said, "Show me a picture." And he said, "Go and speak to Sandy because she has done this more than once."
Somebody said they're wondering if she's mentally stable. But she's mentally stable enough to keep your money. That's all I know. So
all I know is I want my $3,300 returned back to my bank account. The same way you got your money, I want my money, and I want it in a timely manner. I don't want it in 2024. I want it by Friday. The same way you can find your money, you need to find my money. I think this has gone on long enough. This is more than a month overdue. I need my money returned. Case in point. I don't want to have a conversation with you, Julie. I don't want to see a text message from you. I don't want to see an email from you. I just want my money returned. Case in point. And we go our separate ways. End of story. That's all I want.
Thank you, my dear.
If you say you have such a stellar reputation and you want to uphold your stellar reputation, take your morals really and truly. You're a mother, the same way I'm a mother. So how can you steal from one mother to make yourself feel better about yourself? That's not right.
So somebody said not only has she moved, someone said not only has she moved to the UK, but the UK government is assisting her. She's on government assistance. Karen, let me tell you something. People like you will never prosper, you know? Because you know now I'm tempted to reach the UK government and tell them how much rent you're getting from people and how you're ripping people off. She had issues with her son. That's why she moved to the UK. Really? Karen, all your business is going to be on the streets today. Was this worth $3,300? As Damien just said, you just bought yourself a permanent spot on Google for $3,300. Crookedness will never get you far in life. You better return this woman money. If you don't want me reaching out to the UK government about you, you better return her money, and I suggest you do it in the next day. I'm not playing with you, Karen. I don't know who the hell you think you are, but you better get it together, because trust me, everybody talking your business this morning. You on government assistance? Really? You got some damn nerves.
Sandy, thank you so much for taking this call and assisting me with this program.
Hopefully this will be the resolution you've been looking for.
I'm hoping, and thank you for all of the listeners as well. And I hope that if there's anyone going through the same thing I'm going through,
speak up.
Don't take this lightly. You need to bring it to the forefront so somebody else can assist you, because you can't be losing money just like that.
Yes,
Don't care how small it is. It still will add up.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sandy.
All right, my dear. Thanks very much. Okay. And for the record, those of you who own these real estate companies, whether it's Tesla Management, Property Management, or whoever, you need to be on the lookout for people like Karen, because they're using you in order to get decent tenants. Because you see, as the previous caller said, they feel like there's a degree of protection if they're going through a tenancy company. And then when I look at the agreement isn't with them. So you're not holding on to the deposit. You're turning around and giving the deposit. So you're acting as an agent that is then going to excuse yourself from the relationship and leave these people at the mercy of the landlords. Let me call this company here this morning, because I'm curious to know, as an agent, what responsibility they feel like they have in a situation like this, because they onboarded the person. Maybe y'all don't need to give the landlord the deposit. You hold on to the deposit. This is ridiculous. You better call your lawyer, Karen, because he need to come for you in the UK when the UK government find out what you've been up to. Good morning.
Good morning. How may I help you?
Yes, hi. Do you have a manager there that I'm able to speak with?
May I ask who's calling?
It's Sandra Hill from Cayman Mall Road.
All right, 1 second.
Thank you. Hello. Oh.
Good morning, Natalia speaking.
Hi, good morning. You're a manager there at Tessa Hyde's Property Management?
No, ma'am, I'm a manager of THP and real estate.
Yes. Hi, this is Sandra Hill. How are you?
I am good. How can I help?
We have a question for you. I know you're not going to speak on anything specific, but I just want to understand how you're...
Miss Sandra, could you tell me if you have me on radio?
Yes, you are on radio.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to deal with you today. I am extremely busy.
So you're only busy if we're on radio? Is that how it works?
No, ma'am. If you have something you want to ask me, you can call person in the office, and I'll be glad to assist you. They did not notify me that I was on the radio and if I would like to assist.
So if I call personally, you'll answer the question?
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day.
Okay. Well, that's rude. You're running a property management company. And it was going to be a general question for the record, because I'm curious to know what their arrangement is with these landlords. Like, how does this work? Why aren't they holding on to the deposit money? Anybody has a phone number for Tessa Hyde herself? Maybe we need to call her and she'll be a little bit more professional than her staff. So if I come off the air and I call you, you're going to answer the question. Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. So then I relay it third person and it becomes hearsay and I might miss something out. The people can't get it straight from the horse's mouth. Y'all need some help. If you're in business and you provide a service to the public, you have to be willing to answer some general questions. Like I said, I was not going to ask her anything specific about this situation, because I know you guys won't speak to any specific situation. Yeah. Liana said 10:30, soon come. Karen, stand by. Because I tell you what, I'm getting all your business in the UK, the DWP. Oh, we're going to be calling them. Because apparently the UK said they're going to start cracking down on people like you. You want to stop getting assistance from the UK here today if you don't return that woman money. Oh, she's on here saying F off. You're a no good person. You're a killer, and you're not someone that is any use. Oh, Karen, poor you. Poor you. Yes, I'm a killer. Killing bad landlords like you because you don't have a conscience. Wow. This is her and her reputation, folks. This is the reputation that she has. Oh, Lord, Karen. I'm afraid that you don't know me very well, honey chill. I'm a George Tana, and I will come for you come 10:30. You just wait for it. You can drop all the F-bombs you want. I got a few of my own. Wait till 10:30, girl. Wait till 10:30. Andrea says, so she has Baccative. That's why her chest is so high like a pigeon. But where'd she get Baccative from? Must be the drugs that she took all those years ago and gave her Baccative. Because she looked like a few brain cells have been fried. Power Liking says, because they know that people with children have no choice and have to comply with their rules, their way or no way. That's what she think. That's what she believes, yes. Andrea says, oh, she's about to sue you. Child, please. You can't sue people for telling the truth, Karen. And the truth is, based on what the streets are talking, yes, everybody knows you for being a drunk and drugged up and being very, very rude. Oh, do you want to tell us about your relationship with Barris Hammond? Lord have mercy. All of this? Oh, geez, I'm peace. Y'all not easy. Ooh, Karen, honey, chill. Says, when I love, this person says, I love when you touch untouchable. Why they like to steal people's deposits, so it's a money-making thing for landlords. Very sad for renters. Someone says she was on drugs. Her name is Karen, so the Julie part must be the middle name. Yes, it's Karen J. Hammond. And don't worry, we're already going to find her located in the UK here in a minute. You can be all the way in the UK. We will find you, girl. And more importantly, we're going to have the UK find you. Somebody says, I think she has mental issues. Well, that seems to be more than one person saying that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be very, very honest. Mental issues doesn't make you a dishonest person. So if you need to be on medication, if you're bipolar or whatever, you seek professional help. That doesn't make you a thief. That doesn't make you keep people's deposit money for no good reason. So you can talk about you know, good morning, caller. Her sister pulled gun on somebody. I don't know none of these people. No, I don't know. She told me she not of my caliber. I not of her caliber. Yes. All right, darling. Thank you. I have to keep talking on the radio, though. Otherwise, the radio got cut off. Yeah. All right. That person. She's married to a police officer, too? What mess? Okay. Oh. All right, my dear. Thanks. So another person saying that they're not easy people. Give me all her lowdown, who her baby daddy is and who the child is. Listen, I don't care about any of that. I'm going to be very, very honest. I just want you to return this poor woman's money. It's as simple as that. You know, I find it interesting that you want to talk about your reputation. I know. I don't care. Sandy's not my reputation. Child, please. I'm glad I'm not in your league. Because from what I've heard from you, I mean, everybody got skeletons in their closet, but you got 5 closets full of skeletons. I only have half a closet full of skeletons. You are a hot mess and then some. So yes, we're not in the same league. No, sir. Everybody saying that person from Tesla Management was rude. I mean, anybody has Tesla's phone number, please send it to me. Because this was a very simple question. We need to know that when someone goes through a property management company like this lady did, and you're signing off as an agent, where does your agency end? What responsibility do you have? Why are you as an agent not keeping the money, the deposit money at the very minimum? Because deposit monies are not supposed to be spent. They're supposed to be kept in an escrow account. And this is the problem. There are too many landlords who are taking the money and spending it on whatever. And then when you need your money back, they don't have it. Morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not calling you based on the real topic right now, but there is something that is very important that happened this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking something out of my car that's on Powell Smith Drive. I saw a little girl walking towards the bus stop to get her school bus. She's going to school. So she was walking on the road. I was taking out what I had taken out of my car. There was this man coming up. I know him very well. His name is Roy. He lives at Mount Pleasant on Neon Close. He's a I don't know if he's on drugs, but I know he's a alcoholic. So he was walking on the opposite side of the little girl. The little girl was heading towards the bus stop. I hold up my head and I realized that he said something to the little girl. I did not hear what he said to her. And the little girl looked at him and still walking. Then he attempted to cross the road to go over to the little girl, still saying something. So then I start walking towards him. And the little girl start walk fast. So I said to him, I said, why are you troubling the little girl? And he didn't say him. Still, I proceed to go across to the little girl. And the little girl really looked scared and started to walk fast. So I walk up fast and I said, hey, if you ever put your hand on that little girl, I kill you this morning. And him, who are you? I say, you don't care who I am. But if you make one more step, I bet I'm going to pick up 2 rocks. And I said, if you make one more step towards that little girl, I'm going to open your head with this rock. So then him, who are you? I don't know you. I said, I don't want to know you, but touch her and you will see. And him, because me, I got towards him fast now with the stone in my hand, him start to run up Powell Smith Drive. Listen to me, Miss Sandra. I am a mother of 3 daughters, 3 grown daughters. I'm a grandmother of 6 girls. And we need to pay attention and watch out. Every child that walk on this road, every child is my child.
Oh my God, yes.
Because you can't, I
have
don't
you
hear.
Have you called the police? Have you called the police on this man this morning?
No, I didn't because I didn't even have my phone.
Yes, well, you need to.
Dear. I said I was going to the station shortly now.
Yeah, please.
I said I'm going to the station. I don't care. I don't know the little girl. I don't know her parents. I don't care. The man was definitely harassing the poor little baby and she was walking so scared. And Miss Sandra, if he did make one more step this morning,
oh my
God. That the care food come give me a fear bank. I'd never that play.
Girl, we would don't worry. We would have brought you some good food. You're not gonna worry about that. But listen to me. You're able to legally defend another person. That's all you have been doing. So nobody not taking you to jail for that. We would have got on top of the RCMPS.
When I realize something, I really
please go to the police and report this.
I am going there.
This is very concerning. There. Yes.
I'm going there. I don't know the little girl and she walks so fast and I don't even try to see her because I was paying more attention to him because I was going to rock him head this morning. You can't see people chasing against school and arrest them, man. And then they talk about who is you? Do I know you? I don't want to know you. I know exactly where he live. I know everything. I know his mother. And it's sad. And I just want to say to other persons, please pay attention to our children on the street. Because that poor little girl was so scared.
Thank you so much for looking out for that child this morning and for keeping her safe. My goodness. Wow.
I'll tell you one thing this morning. If him did ever make one more step to her, and then when he realized he start to run, and then me can't run, so I wouldn't run him down. But if him did
so everybody seems to know the man that you're talking about, Roy.
Right.
Yeah. So apparently, does he has some kind of problems as well? Please, definitely contact the police.
I am going there. That's what I told my neighbors. I'm going right to the police now, but because I stopped to go and listen to the program, I'm going there. Because every morning I'm walking on this road. I don't know where I'm going up the road, go for, but every morning. And every morning children walk on this road to go to school. Thank you so much for listening, Ms. Sandy.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes,
ma'am,
so
thanks.
yes, I mean, obviously we will pause our show for anything to do with children. My God, what a hot mess. Thank you so much for stepping up this morning. And yes, the right thing to do is actually to report it to the authorities as well. So back to Karen Julie. Her stellar reputation continues to be discussed in more ways than one. Oh, mess. Her reputation. Wow. How did she come to the conclusion that she has such a great reputation? I mean, I'm flabbergasted that she would even think that. By all accounts, it's quite the opposite. So someone here is saying that what people are probably mistaken for mental health issues at the time was most likely drugs. So she has had some sort of a drug addiction issues that caused her to act out of character. Well, she doesn't have drug addiction issues now, does she? And she's still acting like a fool. So what would be accounting for the behavior now? I'm just saying. Walking through Central and giving BJs for drugs, no mental issues. She was on drugs hard, and that's the reason. Well, we know that unfortunately, drug addiction it is a horrible, horrible scourge in this community. And yes, it will make you do all sorts of ridiculous and crazy things. But outside of the drug addiction, now we have her just being a bad person. So I don't understand what the excuse would be now. But I'm telling you, Karen, if you think that this is a joke, you don't pay that woman her money back, and you're gonna see the UK will be all up in your business. Believe me, you gonna come off of their free aid. You're behind. Will have to make your way back to the Cayman Islands, and then you'll find out how the rest of us can be taking $600 from people and refusing to give back their deposit money. Because life here is hard. So you're getting all this money from rental. Have you advised the UK about this money you're getting? Because I don't know what the exchange rate is these days, but I'm willing to bet that $3,300 a month from one tenant. Does she have more than one apartment? Number 62 Brightside Street in Bodden Town. Karen, we got everything on you. Cayman National Bank. We even got your very bank account number, which we won't disclose here this morning. But we will certainly disclose it to the UK authorities. If you know what good for you, don't have us do it, because they can demand from Cayman National Bank to see the full history of what's been going into that bank account. Listen, don't play with us. Not on a good day. And today's not a good day. Not a good day for you. It's a good day for us, but it ain't a good day for you. Let's take a commercial break, folks. These people not easy. My God. I need to get some more tissues. I need to take a commercial break. I don't know why they be trying to get on my last nerves, but I tell you what, it's not a good day.
March 4th! Viva la Revolution!
Sire, what are you doing?
Well, I'm leading the revolution, underling.
It looks like you're talking to the garden.
It's a plant-based revolution. God, you ruined everything.
The plant-based revolution marches on at Burger King. Joining the Rebel Whopper are the all-new plant-based nuggets and Chicken Royale. Created by the vegetarian butcher in Europe, the new Chicken Royale and nuggets replicate the Moorish taste of the original BK classics, but made completely from plants. Come try the plant-based revolution at Burger King. Full menu at burgerking.ky.
Crichton Properties is one of Cayman's most trusted real estate companies for over 50 years. We offer a diverse selection of property listings and help our clients navigate the world of buying or selling their properties with confidence. Crichton is a name you can trust with our excellent customer service and family-friendly touch. Contact us today to list your home, land, or condo for sale by calling 949-5250 or email info@crichtonproperties.com. Crichton Properties, a trusted Cereba member.
Honey child, good morning. Let's take a few more comments this morning. Liana says, good morning, that caller. Good morning. God bless, that caller, because they're walking demons in Cayman. Boy, I tell you what. Thank you so much again to that caller for stepping forward, because God knows what his intentions were towards that child this morning. And parents, you got to be so careful. Cayman is not as safe as it used to be. My God, your poor children are at risk. Yes, they are. Wow. No, sir. Chastine says parents need to make sure that their kids get on the bus safely before they leave them. I know things are hard, but some parents see their kids off. For some parents to see their kids off, but the police needs to be there at some bus stops to make sure the kids are safe. Not only that, why don't we have not bus wardens, but like in the States, they have them at the crosswalks and stuff like that. They make sure the kids are getting and walking safe. There's lots of presence on the streets. I know when I grew up in the States anyway, there's a huge presence there of designated and people who've been properly vetted to watch out for children, adults who could be on the lookout. So I'm really, really disappointed to see that this poor child was in danger this morning. And thank God that lady stepped in. Disgusting pervert sicko, says Siobhan. Anna, it says, and the police do nothing. Good morning to Miss Beulah. Morning, Miss Dorothy. Getting UK assistance, is NAU helping? No, she probably can't get NAU because you see, they would be well aware of the rental income. So, she's in the UK where she can hide that money a little bit easier, so she believes. You see, it's never worth doing the wrong thing. I can tell you that. Because one thing I've discovered, you can think that you're hiding something in the dark, but as the good folks say, and as Lotta used to say, everything you do in the dark is going to come to light. And that's the interesting thing about this program, is it comes to light in a very, very spectacular way. Because now everybody know all about Karen this morning and who she is and what she has been up to. And all her business out on the streets now. Was it worth the $3,300? Good morning, caller. Hello, caller. We can't hear you. Let me try calling you back. I was trying to charge the phone for a little minute there. Hold on. This person says the UK government is assisting her. Don't call my name. She had issues with her son. That's why she moved there. She's from Baden Town. Her father
Hello.
was... Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Sandy. And good morning, Cayman. How are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
Good, fine, thanks. I know that you're dealing with a topic right now, and not sure exactly what it is, but this is more of a burden to read.
Landlords who don't want to return people's $3,300.
Okay, all right. That I'm not calling about that, but I have an issue that I wanted to discuss this morning on air, because I'm an individual that believes in nibbing things in the bud, and I thought this is the perfect show for me to call out some sore losers in our community. That just can't get, just can't accept. And I didn't know if I could go ahead and do that now.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So what it is, I actually shared some information with you this morning. But what it is that I'm actually calling out Sean, a.k.a. Notch Smith. I'm calling him out on your show this morning because for those persons that are out there, the listening audience, they would know that my husband, Steve Reed, was voted in 2021, March 2021, as the president of CMEA, a position that Notch, well, I'm not even going to call him Notch. That's a privileged title, and honestly, I don't believe he is entitled to that right now. Sean, let's call him Sean, but I used it so everybody could know who he is. He lost to my husband in March 2021, and of course, even then, he could not accept it because he challenged the decision of the actual members that actually went out to an AGM that was held in the town hall on an evening. I didn't actually attend it, but it was held, and my husband won. And I know that he's very upset with it. I've had communications after that with him that he was angry because he knew and heard that I assisted my husband, and my husband got involved in CMEA because he was invited by Sean to come into CMEA. And Sean knows the reasons why he invited my husband to come into it, because he was already losing as it was. He was losing friction, traction with his team. But he brought my husband into it. And I warned my husband and said, hey, listen, be careful. Certain person's reputation, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, during the course of numerous meetings that my husband was involved in, he kept bringing information back home to me. Now, I'm an individual that I'm very involved in NPOs, writing constitutions, et cetera. And what he was sharing with me, I said to him, ask Sean for the Constitution, for the CMEA, because something isn't right. And I must say publicly that when I saw that Constitution that he had written back then, he had full authority and power to make decisions despite the fact that he may have had a board or a team that should be making those decisions. He had written a constitution to suit him. And it's unfortunate. That's what some of these people do. And I want to remind them that an NPO, especially if it's an approved NPO through the NPO's office, this is a government entity. It's a nonprofit organization, but it's approved through that office, which is a government entity. So anyhow, when I reviewed the Constitution, I said, Steve, this Constitution is dangerous. I'm going to say to you, if you're going to get involved, then this whole Constitution needs to go, or you do not get involved. So my husband decided, okay, he wants to be there. He wants to make a change. Sean wanted him on board. He paid up his fees and all of this sort of stuff, and he was on board. And then when he really see what was going on, I said, see what I told you, you know, those words. And so I said to him, listen, you have to make that decision when AGM comes around. And he was encouraged by people to, Steve, challenge him. And that was what he did. And people out there in the public knows what Sean was carrying on with his antics. And he's an individual that when he can't have his way, he throws a tantrum. So he's a little child as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, long story short, CMEA has been running successfully since 2021. They have actually changed email addresses. They have telephone numbers. They changed their logos, all of this sort of stuff. And now they are a profitable running NPO with a great board of directors behind them. And in fact, this year in March, yes, 2023, they had their second AGM. It was held 21, 22, 23, yeah. So my husband got voted in again. And it's been going on. A few days ago, last week, I was driving and I heard an advert on the radio came on of CMEA calling an AGM meeting, which should have taken place yesterday, and it did. So I was like, okay, something not right. So I called my husband. I goes, you guys calling an extraordinary AGM meeting already? Why? And he said to me, what are you talking about? So I told him. Shortly after that, he then received a call from a newspaper, a gentleman that owns the newspaper. And he said to him, are you calling an AGM meeting? Because I got an email from the president of the CMEA asking me to run some community service ads. And my husband said, no, that's not me. I'm the president, but I never sent you that email. So he confirmed, tell me what email address it's coming from. And he said, no, remember, that's not the new one. So then he went also down to Radio Cayman and confronted Radio Cayman, and they said to him, oh, we thought that this came from you as the president. He said, no. And again, he confirmed the email. So both emails are coming from the old email address for CMEA that Sean is in charge of. So immediately, Radio Cayman told my husband, send in a refute letter to us, confirming that it wasn't you that sent this, and we're going to pull the ads immediately, and we no longer will run the ads. All of it was done. all of that was done. Well, guess what? AGM still took place yesterday at Coral Beach with Sean Smith and a group of individuals. And of course, I told my husband, I said, set up someone to go along to be a part of this meeting to hear what is taking place. Because obviously, if he showed up, they wouldn't even have let him in. So, yes, the meeting did take place, and Sean actually sent out an agenda, again, using the old CMEA logo. So again, misleading people. All of this is fraudulent stuff, and he needs to understand this. So all of this took place. But what I'm really calling about this morning, and I'm calling out Sean Smith. My name was called in that meeting yesterday, Marva Reed. So I'm calling him out. You don't know what he said. The public doesn't know other than those persons that was there. But I'm calling him out to say to him, if he think he man to call in the show, then I want him to call in and tell the people of Cayman what he called my name for in that show, in that meeting yesterday. Because yes, I am responsible to helping my husband put together a new NPO to take his backside down 2 years ago. That I can agree with. But what he said in that meeting was pure lies. And my name was called.
Sean, is he in Cayman? I thought he was in the UK.
I don't know where he is, but it must be in Cayman because the show was, here goes another lie again. The meeting took place at Coral Beach yesterday, so he got to be here. Yeah, I'm hoping that it wasn't a Zoom meeting, but I don't think it was a Zoom meeting for what was provided to us. So yes, he has to be here.
So we do remember there, and I thought that this was finally settled down and resolved, but we remember that people came on the show some time ago about this mix-up with CMEA. I'm a little bit confused about how someone believes they can be appointed for life as president of any organization, whether it's an NPO or anything else. And so when the organization tries to make certain movements and so forth, there is this unbelievable resistance. So right now there's two different CMEA logos, Facebook pages, boards. Like, who is the real CMEA?
Well, the real CMEA, and this is where you can actually call Mr. Paul Ennis, who is in charge of the NPO. And in fact, I think you should invite Mr. Ennis to come along on your show and maybe kind of send a clear message out there to these persons who are involved in these so-called NPOs that they create and then they send through to get, because all it is that they're creating these NPOs just to probably raise money to rob people. That's what they're doing. But the real CMEA, Mr. Ennis at NPO can confirm who that is, who the director is, which is Steve Reed and his board members, and the new logos and all of that. But Sean still, like I said, can't take the fact that he lost, and he's one of those sore losers. He goes and creates all of this friction and causes all of this situation again. But look here, like I said, that's minimal of the situation. The fact is that he called Marva Reed's name at a CMEA, a fraudulent CMEA AGM, and I provided you a copy of that agenda that went out. So it shows you the old logo, and then I also provided you a copy of that letter that my husband sent to Radio Cayman, and it shows you the new logo, so you can see that it was a fraudulent, that what Sean is doing is fraudulent. He's using the old logo information. The fact that he called my name in a meeting, I called him out to say to him, get your backside this morning on CMR and tell Cayman what you said when you called my meeting now, because if he think that I playing around with him, let me tell you something. The only thing that I own in life that I can call my own is my name, and nobody don't play with it. That includes this little pistol boy, because I calling him out. So if he think he big enough, tell him to come on this morning. And I know he listening to by now. Somebody reached out to him. I know how it goes. Tell him to call in and say exactly what he said this morning. And if he say it publicly, I feel sorry for him. That's all I got to say. But He needs to stop going around and doing this foolishness.
So let me remind our listeners that back in 2021, so this is now over 2 years, going into 3 years. We had CMEA members on the show. We heard about this back and forth with the membership. We heard that basically there was a new board, and the old board, which included Sean Smith as president, refused to acknowledge and accept that this had been the case. So someone is saying that Steve Reed got lots of charges in court, cut off this woman about husband. Does that have anything to do with CMEA?
That has nothing to do with CMEA, and I don't know what it is, but whatever he has, if that's his past, that's his past, but it has nothing to do.
So this person says, I think Mr. Wilkes is president too, and Sean didn't like that. Mr. Wilkes stepped down, and Sean was president again. Another person says, has Sean gone crazy? This is pure drama. One person says, these musicians are fool. He be taking money from them and takes a cut from all the musicians. He's a crook and needs to be stopped.
Absolutely. He had it. Let me tell you how badly he had it set up. He had it set up that only him was signing. Literally, only all a check needed was just his signature on the checkbook or check leaf. You don't run an NPO like that.
Someone saying this is classic narcissism. Someone said you can't be president for life and refuse to acknowledge a change. A little crazy, but certainly he's a classic narcissist. I know him. He is a narcissist. Well, he's on. Let's see if we can reach out to him. We do have him on here, so let's give him a call. Hold on one second.
Yes, please do.
What a heat. Ooh, studio hot from Monday morning, honey chill. Good morning.
Morning, Sandy. How you doing?
Morning, not bad. How are you?
So far, so good.
Yes. So you're live on radio. We have Miss Marva on the other line who is saying that you had a fraudulent AGM over the weekend. Was it the weekend? And yesterday, and that somehow you called her name and she's wanting to put you on notice that you had better stop. Let me ask you a question, Sean. What is really going on with this organization? I mean, you guys are making yourselves look bad. The Cayman Islands Music Association, you guys can't be of one, you can't be unified. What's really going on here? This has been going on for years now, this back and forth. What is this all about?
Well, first, let me address something clearly.
Yes.
I never called Margaret Reed's name in anything. There were 28 members in attendance, 28 members of the Music Association. There was a member of the association who brought up the fact that at the past AGM at 2022, we were how should I say, invaded by a member of parliament at the past AGM who really had nothing to do with the CMEA, which was unprecedented.
What do you mean invaded by a member of parliament? What does that mean?
Well, absolutely. We had an unprecedented invitation of a member of parliament who showed up at
who was the member of parliament?
I'll get into that. Was what her name was called in that context. There was a member of the association in good standing who brought up that at the AGM, this member of parliament was walking about saying to members that if they supported Jean-Eric Smith, that's my name, please get it right. My name isn't Sean Smith. That if they supported Jean-Eric Smith, the CMEA would no longer receive support from the Cayman Islands government. Now, the government has nothing to do with the leader of the CMEA, and that was misleading and political intervention. But I was not aware of this. Let me finish.
Eric, let me just ask you one quick question. I do want you to address this though. Yeah, but
let me finish. So first, I didn't call Marva Reed's name in anything.
Okay.
The person was alerting the rest of members to something that happened at the 2022 AGM. And when they did that, there were several other members who backed it up and said they heard the minister say the same thing. They were obviously in the audience. I was sitting down at the table where we were administering the AGM. So I didn't hear what was said by this minister. Ordinarily, no minister comes to a CME AGM or any other NPO organization's AGM unless they were invited. The minister wasn't invited, not by me, the president, who was sitting at the time, but I allowed his presence there because he was a minister, and I didn't think there was anything nefarious in it. The AGM went on, and it was all fine. The meeting yesterday, let me clarify what that was about. It was about the fact that every year the CME has an AGM, and there has not been an AGM for 2023. And the members put out a petition, not Jean-Eric Smith. It's not my association. It's the Cayman Music and Entertainment Association. The members put a petition together and called for a meeting that the current executive did not respect enough to attend. When the members called, I stood up, I attended the meeting, and I called out the exec and said that was very disrespectful to not attend, and that it had never happened in the history of the CMEA, that any leader of the CMEA did not show up to a meeting that was called as per the Constitution by its members. Third thing I'd like to refute. The CMEA does not have a new logo every time that there's a new president. And nobody has been elected to be a president of the CMEA for a lifetime. There's an election every year, besides for this year. And at this meeting that was taking place, that was an extraordinary meeting that was called by the members, which there was a quorum for. A resolution was made to remove the officers who have been sitting on the CMEA executive for more than 21 months. And all of the members, it was unanimous. The members asked for their removal and for an update on their financials, which they have not had in 21 months. They have not received a financial report. They have not had a quarterly meeting. None of the members in attendance had even received an email update from these individuals. Furthermore, with over $30,000 left in the Music Association's coffers, when I was president, members want to know what happened to the monies that was in the coffers. They want to know what happened to the music equipment that I purchased while I was president. And for any claims, and just to know what's happening with their association. Since there has been a change in administration, I have left them to do their, as came on and say, giving them a wide berth. I had nothing to do with it. So this has nothing to do with Sean Smith. This has to do with the members. Marva Reed needs to get her story straight and find out who it was that spoke and called her name. And what they said was actually something that's public knowledge. They said that she was the campaign manager for the member of parliament who showed up at the meeting. There is
right.
no.
Let me ask you, because this isn't the first time that the Cayman Islands Music Association has been embroiled in controversy. In fact, I'm looking here at a Facebook post dating back to 2021 from Eden Hurlston, and you know that they came on the show, a number of them, and talked about this. And he at that time was saying that there's a number of disenfranchised members who were requesting attendance and meeting minutes from the AGM held in February 2021.
The situation with Eden and Michael Wilkes came about because of, as you are aware, because it was aired on your show, where I was called all sort and manner of things because I had organized something that I apologized to the member for. I had organized a fundraiser for Mr. Renwick Connolly, unbeknown to him because of the type of person he is. He did not want to receive any charity. And I went to the members of his community, East End, Miss Delmira, and them can testify to this. I went to the East End community, Kendall Connor and them, and I said, guys, there's a problem here. Rennie needs help. We're willing to help Rennie. We want to do a dance in East End, and we want all the proceeds to go to Rennie. When it came out that the dance was going to be for Rennie, he said publicly he wanted nothing to do with it. And by that time, we had already started to promote the event. We stopped the event, and I apologized to Renwick for misleading him to come to the event, to play with my band, where we were going to surprise him as the beneficiary of the event. That led, why that gave fuel to certain individuals to attack me, I don't know. If you would like to hear more about the music association.
No. Let me hold on. Let me be very, very clear. This situation predates even that. I'm just having a look because I can't remember all the dates and whatever, right?
The music association has always been in contention.
Why?
From the days of Dave Martin's becoming president.
Why? You've been president for donkey years. Why?
I was president for 14 years. My opinion of why the music industry is in such disarray. Matter of fact, one of the things that was tabled yesterday at the meeting was one of the things that I tabled, one of the things that I took along to the meeting, and I brought it up to the members. It was a document that we had actually presented to Parliament from 2009 to Minister Mark Scotland. And I brought it for the members because I was trying to point out to the members that never really in the history of the association have we really had anyone in government who has had the political will to really deal with the issues of the music association. I'm looking at the document now, and it says National Strategy and Action Plan for Further Development of the Cayman Music and Entertainment Industry in conjunction with the Cayman Music and Entertainment Association, submitted September the 15th. Now, the ministers do direct policy, as we all know, in Cayman, but it is the civil servants who I thought it was their responsibility to make sure that there's some continuity in the relationships that continue. And for whatever reason it is, the Music Association has never really been taken seriously. Now, why there's this contention?
Can I just pause you?
Hold on. Let me finish, please. You asked for my opinion, and I'm trying to give it to you. So let me just let you know now that the reason why, in my opinion, the Music Association has such contention is because it doesn't have any teeth in its policies at all. One of the policies that was enacted in the Music Association that I was responsible for was in liaising with the past immigration department to make sure that any foreign act that comes to Cayman has to have an endorsement from the Music Association. That endorsement would give the association the right to oversee the procedures, to make sure that, and this happens everywhere else in the world, to make sure that local acts were hired to open the show, which would create opportunities, not only for work, but for exposure to foreign clientele by local acts. None of these things now are anymore in policy ever since the exchange.
Can I just pause you there? Jean, Eric, none of that has to do with the infighting.
Thank you.
That has existed in the CMEA.
All of the infighting has to do with that. All of it has to do with that.
Well, I can tell you that other members will disagree.
Sandra.
Well, there you
From
go.
let's go back to no. We've written on this, as you say, a number of times. I don't have any interconnections with the CMEA, but let's go back to a letter to the editor dated back in 2020, where there are a number of constitutional questions that have come forward that have never been answered. None of that has to do with foreign performers coming to Cayman.
Constitutional questions such as?
Well, I can send you the link again. Yes.
I can't. I'd answer something specific, but anyway.
Sean is delusional. I'm gonna tell you that straight up facts. Sean, and I'm gonna say, and I hope that I'm live. I am telling you that you are a liar. The words came out of your mouth, and let me back you up right now and say to you, your email address is that email address for CMEA that you contacted Ralph Lewis and you contacted Radio Cayman. That is the email address that you created for CMEA. That's the email address that you have done all of your communications with.
Marguerite, you need to stop fighting your fight. You need to stop fighting your husband's battles and scared of this. Marguerite, I didn't call your name. Marguerite, I didn't call your name. There was no agenda for the meeting.
Jean-Eric, just let her speak.
There was no agenda for the meeting.
All right, let her
No, I'm not making nobody call me a liar when they don't know what they're talking about.
Well,
Sandra, I don't know. I don't business with you or Marguerite. I letting you know nobody never call me a liar when they don't know what they're talking about. I am telling you, I did not call your name, firstly. Secondly, get your husband to speak to CME. Get your husband to speak to me at CME. Stop taking on Stevie's battles.
Because you called my name Sean Eric.
I didn't call your name. You do not exist to me. Marguerite, you do not exist to me.
But I'm going to challenge you in an AGM.
You can challenge anything you want.
Sandra,
Marguerite,
in the AGM, let me tell you, Sandra, because I ignored it now.
Marguerite, you can challenge anything you want.
AGM in Cayman, anybody can go to it because it was an open AGM held at the Constitutional Hall in Georgetown, and it's no private invitation that any just members, and let me say to him, he talking about
Margaret, that's how much foolishness you talking. That's how much foolishness. Something on CME. Something on CME.
Hold on. People can't make sense or tail of this. If you're talking over each other.
Something on the radio is not private. You are talking gibberish. Go and educate yourself.
You're delusional.
Go and educate yourself. You said it was in Radio Cayman. That means it's public. You are talking foolishness. Go and sit down. Tell your husband to stand up and you stop trying to fight his battles. Your big mouth don't frighten me. Your big mouth does not frighten me. Stop using my name. I did not call your name.
Sit down and hold a conversation
Stop
with
it.
an idiot.
I did not call your name. You called my name on this radio station this morning.
All right,
and got this woman calling me. Don't call my name.
I'm going to need someone to pause.
Tell this woman to stop calling my name.
So we can understand what is going on here.
Tell this woman to stop calling my name. There were 2 members in the association who called her out. They didn't even call her by name. They said that Steve Reed's wife was the campaign manager for this minister. Everybody knows who it is, and he knows he was there. And there were members who jumped in and said that he was there and told members at this meeting that if they supported me, which was political interference, that's all I said. I said, I can't speculate on his reasons for being there. I don't know why he was there. I did have the power to ask him to leave. I didn't out of respect because he was a minister. And as a matter of fact, the only other time that he was at that meeting,
one second, Marvin, 1 second.
The only other time that he was at any such meeting was when I invited him, and the Honorable Green Seymour was the Minister for Culture. And he can testify to that.
All right, so hold on now. All right. We can't have this conversation if people are talking over each other.
Exactly.
So,
but tell this woman to stop calling my name.
All right.
I didn't call her.
All right. So he says he didn't call your name. That's fine. All right.
Very good.
Thank you very much. I
Have
appreciate it. All right, Marva. The only way we can't have both of you talking over each other because then people can't even make heads or tails.
I apologize.
Yeah. So what? Okay. So he said he didn't call your name. So it's other members.
No, he did. He did, and he didn't send the. He didn't send it. He didn't. He also said he didn't send the email to Radio Cayman. He did because it's his. That email address is coming from him when he was the CMEA president. That is his email. He says he didn't contact Rouse Lewis, which that was the newspaper that I was talking about. He did. He also sent out the agenda. I sent you a copy to show you that he sent the agenda. No, the members that went there, I really should go as far, but I'm not part of the CMEA. And of course, I would not have, I mean, that's something that my husband and the board would have to do themselves. But the members that attended that meeting yesterday, 99.9% of them was from his area where he is from. And if he wants to talk about a quorum, there is over 200 plus registered members of the CMEA. And if he think, and it wasn't 20 something, if he think that less than 20 is a quorum, I feel sorry for him. But all of this is all based on his own constitution that he's talking about. And he just, in fact, what like I said, what you could do is contact Mr. Paul Ennis in the NPO office, because he said the keywords when he was just talking there. He just said the keywords to this whole situation. And let me say to the general public, when you have an NPO that is a registered, government registered NPO, and you're holding an AGM, it is open to the public. I've never heard about any NPO AGM being private. I am the president of the John Gray High School PTA, and when I hold my NGM, my AGM is open to registered parents, guardians, teachers, everybody who is a member of the NPO, of the association or organization, and it's a public thing. And if Parliament,
so is it open to members only, or can non-members come?
No, anybody can come to it. Anybody, and this, but of course, those members that pay their fees and stuff. Well, PTA is a bit different from that kind of organization that he has there. But what I'm saying is that it's open, and it was a public meeting open out there in the Constitutional Hall. And so what if he wants to refer to members of Parliament showing up there?
And to be clear, the only member of Parliament that he could possibly be talking about would be Kenneth, based on the description that he gave.
That would be the only member of Parliament, but obviously he didn't take note that at the time, members of Parliament had their other official representatives there. But of course, he knows exactly what he's saying, and it's because he has personal rifts with individuals. But again, it all goes back to him being a very sore loser. And I wish last night that the individuals were there. And of course, people are going to back him, the people that were there, because it's his people. They're going to say, no, he never said so. But what he needs to do is open his mouth and say, who said it? Because it was only one person said it, and that was him. If he got something to say about me, he should come to me and say it to me. Because nobody do influence me. And by the way, let me make it for public knowledge. I, Marva Bodden Reed, have never been, have no intentions of being Mr. Kenneth Bryan's campaign manager. Am I on his committee? Absolutely, and I support him. But I've done that with numerous politicians, currently as well as former, that has been in the government. So tell him he needs to stop being delusional, and he needs to accept the fact. And he did this foolishness when Mr. Wilkes got voted in, and now he's back again, because guess what? Him and I both know why he behaving in this manner, because certain people are in certain seats again and in certain saddles, and he think that, look here, he needs to keep my name out of his mouth. Whatever he wants to come up against the current board, that's his business. But he's a delusional person, but he better not go down this road with me, because I will sort him out. I will destroy him if they haven't not already yet done it. I will destroy his reputation, but I will take him down that road, because he obviously has none. His reputation precedes him right now, and the members can confirm that. And thank you for allowing me to come on the show. And let me tell you, like I said, and you know, and we as individuals, when our name is being out there slandered and being, these fraudulent things and lies are being said about us, I don't take those things lightly. So I refuse to allow this to go on. I refuse to, because if this slips by, then he'll continue to do it in other instances.
So
I refuse to.
It's just such a sad situation. Is your husband, who's actually the president of one of the CMEAs, apparently there's two different ones going on here.
No, there's only one registered one in the NPO right now, and Mr. Paul Ennis can confirm that.
Oh, wow. Is he willing to call on the program so we can hear from him?
Well, I would have to ask him. I'm at home. I would have to call him and ask him if he's willing to come on it. Will it be today or not? I don't know, but I will call him and ask him. And the reason why I called is because I'm traveling in the next couple hours for business for the rest of the week. And like I say, I nib things in the bud. I don't give nobody an opportunity to continue with their delusional self.
Mm-hmm.
So I will speak to my husband, but like I said, you're welcome to call Mr. Paul Ennis at the NPO. There's only one registered CMEA that is there, and it's under my husband as being the president. And did I help him to where he is? I help him by providing him and guiding him and coaching him, because this is the first time he's really been involved in stuff like this. But Sean should say the reason why he even contacted my husband in the first place to get him involved, because he knew that he would drown in already as it was, and he thought that he could just bring other people around him to influence people to keep his backside there so that he could run it again for another 14 years and abuse the system and abuse the people money. So tell him I calling him out. He listening to me, and I challenge him. And you know what, Sean? Go get yourself a lawyer if you want to take me to court. I tell you that now today. Sandra, and to the listening audience, guys, I sincerely apologize, but things like this, I don't make slip by without me speaking out. Not my name and getting caught up with somebody like him. Please, or nobody. Hello. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm now going to go and prepare myself to get on the flight.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. What a hot mess. 936-2626. I guess it's Hot Mess Monday is what it is today, Bobo. What a mess. I don't know what's in the water over the Thanksgiving weekend. I can tell you a lot of people are chiming in privately. But someone says that Sean is not a good person and that he's been controlling this organization. Jean-Eric, 1 second. I'm going to read you some comments that are coming in from other people. So this person says Jean-Eric needs to be shacked from this organization long time ago. He's not a good person. Marva is 100% correct. He's nasty. I can tell you a lot of stories of this evil man. Marva is the right one for him. So, I mean, say whatever you want about Marva. Obviously, other people may share her sentiments. What's
that's Cayman. That's Cayman all over Sandra.
But my question to you is, yeah, I mean, my question to you.
There's a lot of people who like you and don't like you either.
Yeah, and I really business with that because I have a job to do. But my question is this:
I don't really business with that comment either. No, I'm calling to address something that was just said, and I will be. Listen to me. I'm gonna say this clearly, okay? I have never, ever managed the finances of the CMEA. So, for you to allow Marguerite to come on this show and to slander me, I don't understand that either. Because Marguerite don't know nothing about the CMEA's history. It has always had a treasurer, and any treasurer who was there, any member can tell you, I am the president responsible for bringing the CMEA out of the red and putting it in good financial standing.
Well, despite that,
Let me finish, please. There's just one more point that I'd like to clarify, and then I'll let you deal with that, okay? And that is this. The board that was elected at the CMEA, the vice president has resigned. The secretary has resigned. The treasurer, Mr. Fred Sambula, has resigned. The secretary, Mr. John Henry, resigned after 2 weeks. the vice president, Mr. Berman Scott, resigned. I have the support of Mr. Berman Scott, the vice president. I just got a text message about that the other day. And why I'm getting the support, I don't know, because I'm not the person who called the meeting. It was the members in good standing.
Mm-hmm.
The person who deals with the MailChimp for CMEA is another past secretary, not me. All right?
Mm-hmm.
It is not the Jean-Eric Smith Association. It is the Cayman Music and Entertainment Association. So I'm saying this to give myself and you, give myself the distance and you the understanding of what the CMEA is. I may have been the person who was president for 14 years. I was elected unanimously for 14 years. I put Steve Reed on the CMEA board in the exec of 2021. I nominated him to come on the board. Why I did so was because he was a venue owner. He was not a musician. He was not a DJ, but he was a venue owner, and he was an associate member of the association by being a venue owner. And everybody in Cayman knows that his venue is one of the main culprits that breaks the policies of the CMEA. It is a haven for illegal activity. That is the reason why I put him on the board, because he's a high school graduate friend of mine, and I was trying to bring him close to appeal to his conscience. His position is, I'm a businessman. But you're not a businessman who should be doing business to the detriment of our country. Any and everybody in the Cayman Islands now can put on an event in the Cayman Islands. You're a hairdresser without a trade and business license, you can put on an event once you're doing it at Steve Reed's venue, RNS. That's a fact. So we spoke about that yesterday because it's one of the problems for musicians. No local bands play there. No local DJs play there. All the guys who were there stood up and said it. Call Louis Molina and ask him if he's ever played there. Call J.R. Douglas and ask him if he's ever played there. Call Berman Scott and ask him if any of them have ever played there. I've never played there. No local bands play there. Regeneration, Impulse Band. Call Rex and ask him in Bodden Town. All these guys, and they're not from West Bay, the people who were there yesterday. And the people who were there from yesterday, I pointed out, were all business people. Musicians from within the Cayman diaspora who are diverse. Canadian expat American, expat Caymanians, English expat Caymanians, the owners of architectural firms who are musicians. All of these people, businessmen, Cayman businessmen who are musicians. It wasn't just musicians and DJs. And everybody stood up unanimously and voted at the resolution. So he should have been at the meeting to address the members, not have his wife come on cowardly and talk about how, and erroneously about how I called her name. Marvin Reed don't exist to me. All right? And if she hadn't called your station this morning and called my name, which she calls incorrectly because she don't have enough sense to pronounce it properly, possibly.
Well, I mean, most people in Cayman call you Sean, to be fair.
Yeah, no, who calls me Sean is my family. People that actually know me. My friends call me Sean. Anybody else call me by my Christian name, the name my mother gave me on my birth certificate. Jean-Eric Smith is my name.
Well, I can tell you that I don't hear nobody calling you that. I'll be honest with you. Until you corrected us this morning.
Because the people who talk about me, hopefully are my friends. But I'm just letting you know the real history. You could be a hairdresser in the Cayman Islands, and mostly it's the Jamaican, the Jamaican
but that is nothing new. I mean, that's been going on.
It has a lot to do with it.
For a really long time. So you're saying that is the fault of
I'm saying this. What we are saying is it's negatively impacting the music industry and their culture, for that matter.
Yeah,
because that's what's
let me ask you something. You were president for 14 years. This isn't something that happened overnight. It hasn't happened
And
since Steve Reed has been in office. So what did you do about it?
Exactly. What I was doing about it, I was trying to do something about it.
Which was
and then
what?
I was removed from the membership, so I left it alone.
What were you trying to do about it?
I set up a subcommittee called the Ethics Subcommittee, which went about looking at venues and empowering immigration to prosecute people. And immigration department can tell you, Mr. Jeremy Scott can tell you, there's countless reports from the Music Association about DJs who were outperforming, musicians who were outperforming. And that's why people possibly don't like me, because I stand up for Cayman and for Caymanians.
Well,
I stand up in my country.
I don't really know anything about that, but what I do know is people
Well,
have
that's
said,
what I'm telling you, and I'm giving you the information, and I'm telling you who you can ask. You can ask Mr. Jeremy Scott from
what
work.
I'm saying to you is a lot of people have said,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the general consensus out there, just from me keeping my ears to the ground. A lot of people said you've commandeered this association and you think it's your personal association and you don't intend to ever step back from it. And that is where they have a problem with you.
Listen, I've led CMEA. I've led CMEA because I was entrusted with the leadership by the members who are my peers. And anytime that my peers have put me up front, I don't want to apologize to you or anyone else for that.
Wasn't there some issue during COVID where
Absolutely,
you guys were
there was an issue.
you guys were charging out of the COVID money that musicians could get? You were charging them in order to get access to that money?
No, I can advise you on that.
Mm-hmm.
The Music Association received during COVID two stipends from the Ministry of Culture that I was responsible for them getting. The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Mr. Moses Kokona, at the time, said he was giving frontline workers a stipend. He started to give the stipend, and I went to Moses and I said, but Moses, musicians are also included in frontline workers, entertainers at the hotels. And he said, okay, but you can talk to John about that. So I went to the Minister for Culture.
Can I pause you 1 second? Now that John, I do want you to address this because a lot of people have this question as well, right? Now that John is back in and he's Minister of...
Let me explain this first. Let me explain this first, please. And then we can get on to John being the current Minister for Culture. All right? 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bear with me. So Moses started to give tourism workers a stipend, which was monthly. And it continued way into the administration successor, Mr. Kenneth Bryan. During that time, John gave musicians 2 stipends, 6 months apart, which basically was a biannual stipend. It was $1,000. There were 200 members on the list because he gave all musicians, some of them vintage musicians, they weren't all active musicians, which was fine at the time. It was a great gesture, I thought. Anyway, it was $200,000. The money was administered by the Treasury Department. I didn't handle it. I brokered it, and it was handled by the Treasury Department at the government admin building. Everybody went and picked their money up there. John was no longer the minister. Mr. Bernie Bush came on board as the minister at the time. We're getting to what you're about to ask about John being the minister now. Bernie Bush was there. I was dealing with Ms. Teresa Chiniki Bowen. She called me in December of last year, and not of last year, of 2021, and said to me, we have a grant here, a stipend here for $100,000 for the member list that you submitted as the active members list. It wasn't a general members list of musicians who were vintage musicians. It was only the active ones, because that's what she asked me for when she took over the position with Mr. Bernie Bush as the minister, and I had submitted that to her. She gave me $100,000 then for them to have. At that time, Mr. Chris Saunders was the financial minister, and he had just come out and said that the country was going into a 2-year budget. The Music Association receives an $8,000 a year grant from the government. That's it, $8,000 a year. And that $8,000 came about during the days when musicians were going to France. It was to help them with expenses going to France to a showcase called the Midem, which was where it was a wholesaler's warehouse for distribution and getting artists signed. And they would take local artists' material there, recorded artists, right?
I'm going to ask you to wrap it up because I do have some very pointed questions.
I'm getting there. If the $8,000 would not have come in because we had missed the budget to put in our financial stuff, so we had missed the $8,000 and we would miss it for 2 years. We had $100,000. We had an exec meeting at which Steve Reed was president, which he was present. At that time, I was president and he was just an officer on the board. I had just been made redundant from the craft market and I no longer had an office in town. And I delegated to him the responsibility of dispersing the funds to the members from his place of business. We had an exec meeting and we decided unanimously among the exec, those people were Chuck Taylor from, who can attest to this, DJ Dominique from the water company, Martino Connolly, Fred Sambula, who was then my treasurer, Steve Reed, myself, and I can't remember, and Lamis and Chris was on the board. The board decided unanimously that we would keep back $200 from every member so that we could have some operating funds for the next 2 years that we missed the budget for. But the criteria was you had to have the members sign a disclaimer saying that they were going to donate their funds. We didn't take anything. I left Steve Reed with that responsibility. Instead of giving the members the disclaimer to collect their checks when they went to him, he gave them a proxy, which they filled out their name in and collected their check. When they had the AGM, he walked in with a file folder full of proxies, and every person who wasn't physically at the AGM, he filled in his own name and signed it and submitted it as though they had submitted a proxy for a vote for him.
Are you done?
These things, no, I'm not done. These things after the AGM were submitted to the general registry. And they were submitted to the general registry because I had that responsibility. It's not that I was a sore loser. Anybody who knows me know that I ain't a sore loser. Ever.
Well, I don't know how well people know you, but I want you to. I need you to pause.
Obviously not better enough.
Well, I need you
to.
Jean Eric.
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to pause. Okay.
Yeah.
And I need you to listen to me. Dating back to this article, and again, I am not a CMEA member. I'm not going to pretend like I know what's going into all of this foolishness, but I want to refer to a letter of March 2020, in which you have a number of constitutional questions. This came by way of a letter to the editor, and you have a number of constitutional questions that were posed then by Brent McLean. There are other people who are probably not even CMEA members. They're just members in the business community. And they're laughing at you this morning. They say it is laughable that you claim that you set up an ethics committee because you're the most unethical member of the CMEA that they've ever seen. They said that just bear with me. They said that your so-called association, since you want to claim ownership of it, has been a mess.
No. I never claimed ownership of the CMEA.
All right. The CMEA under your leadership, under your presidency, has been a mess for a very long time. They're saying that you're not on the level. So in other words, a lot of people who do not trust you, Notch, and who don't think that you are an honest person. So, I mean, when you're part of a nonprofit organization, this is what another person said. This is even an expat weighing in, says if you can't smoke them out with the facts, baffle them with the BS. Because that's what people think you're doing this morning. So what I'm saying to you is sometimes as community members, people who want to be involved in NPOs and so forth, maybe we need to take a reflective step backwards and contemplate and consider what people are saying about us and, whether or not there's any truth to it. The other thing, because it's coming from My problem, Jean-Eric, is it's coming from too many different people from all different walks of life who do not have a personal beef with you or the CMEA. Young musicians. Here's what a civil servant had to say. They said he's a crook and needs to stop. He be taking money from them and takes a cut from all the musicians. Why is it that all these people from all different walks of life are essentially saying that you are the problem with this organization?
Sandy, I'm going to tell you something about the Cayman Islands and about many people who are here, and about the people who listen to your show, which I think you're aware of. A lot of people on this show speak because they like to be heard, and they speak what they do not know. I can tell you this much: I've never taken money from any Cayman musician, and I certainly have never taken any money from the CMEA that wasn't supposed to be my money. My money, meaning if I had to administer a grant or I had to administer a stipend and my name was on there, I accepted the money that was mine, that was delegated for me. And let's be clear about that. And I won't let you or anyone else use any platform to slander me as though I'm some thief.
Well, you're having an opportunity to, nobody's slandering you. I'm just telling you what people's opinions are.
All right.
And you're having an opportunity to respond. Here's another one. Mr. Goodluck says he's talking rubbish. I know of a few Caymanians that had to come to the UK and play music on the road just for little recognition, all because of him. I mean,
all because of me?
Yeah.
No. Listen, I as a president of Music Association, no president of the association has the power to stop and to refute that foolish comment. No president of the Music Association has another comment. No president of the association has the power to stop a Caymanian from performing in Cayman. That's gibberish.
Ja Rover says, ask Mr. Notch.
And I don't subcontract musicians to perform elsewhere to get money from them. Never.
Ja Rover says, ask Mr. Notch, when is the upcoming event to support his tour with Big Mountain and Cayman Islands? It's all BS. Good Luck says he has to be related to George, just sucking himself more and more. Rough Seas says, if that's the Steve Reed that has the bus tour company, he is as slick as hair grease, and he should put his hands in the cookie jar with no remote either. He would, sorry. Marva says Jean-Eric Smith is a liar. If it is one person who will take your to court and sue you for what you do, what you do not have is Steve Reed.
Yeah, I'll be seeking legal counsel about what she came on the show to say about me too, because obviously, if there's any legal,
this whole situation is really
it's
an unbelievable.
Like I said, and I'd like to read. Matter of fact, I can say,
another question. I'm just throwing these questions out there for you to consider. Can you ask him if under his watch CMEA was charging musicians for endorsements that had to be provided to immigration for work permits? If so, was this legal?
CMEA charges everyone for endorsements when they were doing it, including myself. When I put on an event in the Cayman Islands, I'd have to pay the CMEA. That's just how it was. Everybody had to pay an endorsement to CMEA. And that's something that's actually universal. But most people have unions when they do it. They don't have an association that's an NPO. They have a musicians union or a guild or a federation. That's why they have a thriving music industry, which is different from what's in Cayman. I don't expect to over-explain myself. I've told you and I've laid it all out for what the problems were.
Listen, like I said, I'm not a member of your association, but
I'm telling you why the members.
Let me ask you, right? As a regular lay person who's looking at all of this, that has been going on for years now, why do you think that anything that comes up attached to the CMEA that we are actually going to respond to or support? This is bad for all musicians in Cayman, all CMEA members. This is bad for your organization. If you care about the music industry, y'all need to get it together.
I never called you this morning to let you know that the members met and the president and them didn't show up. I didn't call you to say that. I didn't call you on Marl Road to say that. I called to
Here's
refute
another
a claim that I
question.
never called someone's name.
All
I
right.
called because
Someone else
I
is
answered.
asking.
Sorry.
Well, I mean,
I
it's obvious
answered.
that the mess continues with the CMEA. Someone's asking you, what about the craft market and the local artisans? They had the exact same complaints as the musicians. So this person is saying everywhere you go, you were a mess over at the craft market. I don't know what your association was with the craft market, but they say you were taking money from poor local artisans as well.
I created the craft market, and I never collected any money from artisans from the craft market. A matter of fact, when I ran the craft market before it was put under the government, it was free to vendors.
What a hot mess.
The craft market started to charge money when it went under the Tourism Attractions Board. It had nothing to do with me. It was a Tourism Attractions Board policy. All right, take my name out of it. All right, I happened to be the person who was the general manager of the craft market because I was given the job after, I guess, they realized that I created it and I knew more about the craft market than other people did. That's just that. But this is about the Music Association. I want to tell you, I answered your phone call this morning just so that I could refute a claim, a erroneous claim, a false claim that I called Marvin Reed's name at the CMEA's meeting that was held yesterday, which had a quorum there, and the quorum unanimously made a resolution, and her husband will soon be provided with a document about that. It was brought up at the meeting whether or not Marl Road whether or not they should go on Marl Road. And a matter of fact, my comment to that was, I don't believe in airing dirty laundry in public.
Well, I don't know why y'all have so much dirty laundry. That's the problem. All right, Jean-Eric.
Well, really, the dirty, no problem.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it.
Take care.
I mean, this is the problem, folks. When you have an NPO, y'all shouldn't be having that much dirty laundry. I mean, come on now. You know, whether you voluntarily bring your dirty laundry to Marl Road or not, if it's dirt, eventually Marl Road is gonna find it. And this is problematic. Y'all need to get it together. This music association looks like it's being run by a bunch of 12-year-olds. This is amateur hour. You guys are supposed to be proper professional musicians, and you're all looking bad. You're all being tarnished if you are part of this association. Oh gosh, sorry. You guys know I'm fighting a little cold this morning, but seriously, please get it together. It's just, it's shocking. This person says, mute Sean. He's pausing you to speak and he's not allowing Marva to speak. Sandra, all this is about him remaining president. Notch seems to be claiming presidency for a meeting called under falsehood. That's another person weighing in. Notch, I think what you need to do is you might need to take a reflective moment and really try to ask yourself, why does everyone, like I said, from all walks of life, and you saying to me, oh, well, look at people, some people like Marl Road, some people like it. That ain't got nothing to do with the price of rice in China, honey Joe. Let's not try to confuse the issues here. Right? These are two very different things. Good, sensible people who are not trying to hide in the shadows don't have no problem at Marl Road. If you happen to be one of those shadowy people with a closet full of skeletons, then yes, you should worry because we're calling you out. Okay? That has nothing to do with how people feel about the CMEA and what has been happening, this back and forth with Notch since time. Somebody says, yes, that's deflecting, and that's a classic narcissistic move. It is. And I'm not taking it on board. What I'm saying to you is people in government ministries. I didn't even get to ask the question about John because everybody said, okay, his boy John is back in. Only God knows why this government has split culture and heritage. But of course, John has gotten the one linked to music, which in my honest opinion is actually a conflict of interest. John does his own musical promotions and events promotions. How did he get that ministry? How did he get labor and pensions when he is in arrears himself and owes money for labor and pensions? This is where now the elected arm continues to fail the people. And giving out $1,500 for the month of December to civil servants does not make this issue go away. What about the people that he owes thousands of dollars to that can't get it? So the accusation on the streets, I'm telling you, is now that John is back in. That is why this meeting took place this weekend. Because Notch, Sean Eric, whatever the hell name he can go by today, is of the opinion that he's going to have the unwavering and unquestioning support of somebody like John. Because let's be honest, John, hands not clean either. And dirty, wash dirty. Caymanians, get it together. Yeah? Y'all need to get it together. It looks bad for everyone. And it's unfortunate that musicians have to struggle so hard in this country and can't even have an organization that is there in a supportive way. Now, Karen, she's a Black Karen from earlier today, Karen Julie Hammond. We're expecting you to pay that lady her money. We will be calling, and I'm going to give you 2 days out of good measure to find her deposit money back. If you do not pay it, you can expect my detective tentacles to reach you all the way in the UK. I got to find out where you live. I'm going to find your landlord, and I'm going to contact the UK government that you're getting assistance from, and I'm going to out you from making $300 a month, plus deposit money that you're taking and spending from people. You decide how this can end. It's completely up to you. Honey child, it's been another fantastic show. Y'all have a beautiful day. No overtime. I got to work. Y'all keep knowing overtime. I have to work. So I want y'all to have a blessed day. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30 a.m.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.